All right, hello everybody. Welcome, welcome. I decided to start a little bit early because I missed you guys. I'm really sad that I didn't get to stream last week, but thank you guys so much for understanding. I had a little bit of a family thing that I had to travel for, so I wasn't able to stream, but we are back. Let me move this closer. We are back, baby. And I actually did play on this character some more after I streamed last time because it was double XP weekend, and I was like, you know what? I can't pass up double XP weekend. So I actually did play some more, level up. I didn't do any questing, but I did level up some more because I couldn't pass that up. Whenever RS3 does double XP weekend, you gotta take advantage of it. You gotta jump in and be part of it. So I did. What is this event going on? Ooh. Upgrade to a Jagex account. I did that already. So I'm earning. I just need to get 8. I love that cape. Honestly. I really do. So, you can have the Jagex account, which I already did. You can... Did I get 2 for having a Jagex account? I guess I did. Members can complete up to 8 of the 10 tasks to earn a golden cape, which can be combined into these rewards. 3 keepsake keys, golden security. Okay, cool. So Jagex account, we got 2 for that. Complete the new foundations, murder on the border, and unwelcome guest quests. Okay. Combat, train any of the following combat skills for a chance to receive 1 golden cape. Attack, strength, range, magic, constitution, defense. Okay. Honestly, I might try to get these because I really want that cape. Train any of the following. Fishing, mining, woodcutting, farming, hunter, divination. Okay, yes. Support skills. Okay, so basically just training. Complete clue steps for a chance to receive. Okay. Buy. There's a shady salesman hiding in the Grand Exchange. Bring him 25 million gold. Okay, we can do that. Hi, Mr. Z. He said, whoa, he's early. Oh, I missed you too, Mr. Z. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. I was really sad. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I was going to do like a live stream while we were on the road. Let me move this over a little bit. It's a little too far, I think. No, that's too far the other way. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. I was considering doing a live stream on the road. And like Amy and I driving and stuff like that. But I realized the only reason I was doing that was because I was like, oh, I've streamed like every Thursday this year and I don't want to break my streak. But then I was like, you know what? We're leaving because of like a family emergency. It's fine if I miss my streak. Like, it's okay. So yeah, everything was fine. There was nothing like, I don't want to get into it too much because it has to do with Amy's family, and I don't know how much she wants me to share over the internet. She might hop on and be like, you can share whatever you want. But basically, we found out some bad news about a family member. They're currently doing okay, but we wanted to go spend some time with them and with the rest of our family. So, yeah, nothing like emergent happened yet, but, you know. Hey, you. Hey, me? Yeah, you. Yes. Okay, I'm just spacing through this. I want to buy this 25 million. I'll pay 25 million. Pleasure doing business with you. The pleasure is all mine. Okay, we have another one. I don't know what this does. But let's do this. Let's look at this. Oh, hey, the Everyday Nitwit. So glad you could join us tonight. Life should always come first. I agree, but thank you guys for being so understanding. So I'm ready to jump back into it. And I'm also, man, I got a lot of work events in like June. Well, I've got 2 that are going to be on a Thursday night. And so I'm trying to think what I should do. I'm honestly this close to asking Amy to do something, but I don't think she'd be comfortable doing that. So, just because I don't think she would know how to like get all this up and running and stuff like that. And she'd be worried she'd mess it up and stuff, which I understand. Morning, hi new guy. Do I like anime? I do. In fact, this is gonna sound really basic. This isn't the only anime I've watched, but I recently was like, you know what? It's been a long time since I've watched Dragon Ball Z, so I've been watching Dragon Ball Z Kai, and then I'm gonna watch Dragon Ball Super because I haven't seen that one at all. I haven't seen Super at all. What was I doing? Right, I want to look at. Can I do invention? Will it let me? It will. Yes. There you go. Just advanced in invention level. Nice. Nice. Hello, hello, welcome. Welcome. Do I say your name Isaiah Bug? I want to say it right. I'm assuming I do, but I don't want to mess it up. But hello. Thank you for joining us. Have I seen One Piece? I haven't, but I've heard a lot of great things about it. Honestly, and I'm this way with like a lot of things. Hang on, before I continue, I might train some Hunter because it said I can. I wanted to train Hunter the other day, but I don't remember why. Maybe we'll do something else. Let's do. You know what? Let's do summoning. Let's train some summoning because I want to get a golden cape shard. Anyway, there's a lot of shows that a lot of people are like, this is great. This is a great show. And I'm like, awesome. You know, that's great to hear. But I know I'm going to enjoy it. And so I'm hesitant to watch it because I'm like, I know this is going to like suck me in. You know, like this is going to like overtake my life for a while. Because one of the things about ADHD, and I'm sure other people do this too, and I know you guys are probably like, oh, he's talking about ADHD again, but one of the things about ADHD is you can hyperfixate on things. So if I find a show that I love, I know I'm probably going to hyperfixate on it, and I'm like, I don't have a lot of time in my life, you know? So I hesitate to watch them. One Piece is one of those where I'm like, I have a feeling I'm going to like love this show and kind of hyperfixate on it. So I have hesitated to watch it. No, actually, it's Leah Bug. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was an I, not an L. Gotcha. Okay. But you just go by Bug. Okay. Well, hi, Bug. Thank you for joining us. Sorry, I thought that was an I, not an L. Sorry, I'm catching up. The One Piece anime I can't watch at all. Okay. I haven't tried it. It starts off boring. That makes sense. A lot of them do. One Piece looks great, but I don't have that kind of time anymore. I get that. New guy said, the manga I love, but damn does the anime pad things out. Anime tends to do that, especially if they're making the anime and the manga hasn't finished and they have to like fill for time. Obsessive personality, raise your hand. Hello. Yeah, and there's over 1,000 episodes, so that's a lot of binging. Oh my gosh. Bug said, I already have too many projects and passions that I haven't finished. Gotta do those before starting something new. Same, Bug, same. New guy says, and half the runtime is still shots and star contests. I hate what Toei did to the anime. Staring contests. Okay, gotcha. Well, I still want to check it out. Should I just read the manga instead? Is that something that you guys recommend? Okay, so summoning. I don't know what the meta is for summoning. Do you guys know what the meta is for summoning? Summoning training. I'm level 34 right now. RS3. Because I've barely done Slayer. Not Slayer, summoning. I've barely done Slayer too, but that's by choice. I guess it's just pouches. Okay. Charms. Okay, I don't think you can buy charms, right? Maybe you can. Spirit shards. Yeah. Okay, this is just telling me how to do it, but I know how to do that. Obtaining charms. Okay, there's nothing there. Oh, let me catch up. Reading is much faster. I might just do that. Have I seen Demon Slayer? I haven't, but I've heard that one is really good. The manga is much better, from my understanding, Bug said. Then you know what? Maybe I'll just get the manga. I read the Attack on Titan manga, and I loved it. It was so great. Raph has watched Demon Slayer, but hasn't watched Season 3. You got me hyped for Necromancy. I know it says later this year, but has there been more specific hints at the release date? Not that I know of, but I haven't been keeping my ear to the ground recently. You can only get charms from drops, DCRS says. Man, shoot. Maybe that's why I haven't done a lot of Slayer. Obtaining charms. There are 5 types of charms. Okay. General combat, skilling, charm. Okay. You know what? This is like taking forever. So maybe I should just do hunter, because I don't want to do a whole research thing. Which pouches they recommend? Okay. How to make pouches? Which pouches to make? Okay. I'm level 34, so I need to move the camera or something. It's gonna like log me out. I'm level 34, so it recommends making beaver pouches. Oh, just with green charms. It depends on what charm you have. Okay, I like that. It's not saying you have to use this charm. It's saying if you have green, you can do beaver. If you have red, you can do vampire bat or honey badger. So let's see. I don't know. I'm not sure. And I don't know where I put them. Let me search charm. Aha. Oh, I have a lot of gold charms. I have 59 green charms. 17 crimson. That's not going to be enough. But we can at least start. Okay, so for beaver pouches, we need creation. We need spirit shards, obviously, green charms, and willow logs. Okay, done and done. And we just need 1. So we need 59 willow logs. Okay. Remember that. 59 willow logs. And then I guess we could do vampire bat. Let me update my Discord. By the way, if you're not on our Discord server, you should hop on. I think the link is in the description of this stream. It should be. If not, let me know, and what I can do is comment on the stream and put the link to the Discord server. But we already have people in there. It's been decently active since I put it up, but hopefully the more people we get in, the more active it'll be. I'm gonna update the server. Just to say that I'm streaming. Which most of you who are in the server are here already, so you already know that, but just thought I'd update it. Okay. Oh, hi, Purple Bolts. Hi. Welcome. Okay. So we need 59 willow logs, and let's actually do honey badger, because we need to do fewer of those. So, yep. We need honeycombs. So, 59 willow logs, 17 honeycombs. All right. Oh, nice. So we need willow logs, and we need 59. There we go. We'll just go up in price a little bit. There we go. And we need honeycombs. There we go. And we need... How many of these did I need? 17? Was it 17? DCRS says so close to 69 willow logs. Not nice. I think it was 17. Get that up there. Okay. I want to catch up on this chat a little bit. Oh, the Everyday Nitwit said, the graphics look really good compared to what I remember. Arguably better than WoW. I love the modern graphics. What you remember, Everyday Nitwit, is probably what is now old school RuneScape. It was like the 2007 version of RuneScape. That's probably what you remember. And if you go play old school, that's what it looks like. Let's see, maybe the charms are just floating around. Maybe I didn't make a... No, I don't see them. Let me see if I can just scroll through and see where I put them. Because I want to put everything in the same... Oh, tab 9. This one. So we'll put these here. Could not bank all of your items. Oh, this got put there too. Oh well. Let's use this real quick and see what it does. You need to head to the Lumbridge Beach. Okay. I don't want to do that right now. So we'll just go back in here. But yeah, I love the modern RuneScape graphics. I like them a lot. Let me see. New guy said, I'm in so many Discords, I only interact with 3. That's why I personally am not in a ton, because I just don't chat in a lot of Discords. But one thing I like about like this community I have is that we are very we interact a lot. So I thought, you know what? I only stream one time a week right now, so it would be nice to be able to talk to you guys throughout the rest of the week. Okay, so let's just take these. Let's do these first. I was right, 17. And we'll grab these two. And then let's just go to Taverley. Raph said, why don't you do YouTube videos? I do. It's just been a long time since I've uploaded one. It's been since April. And that's just because, you know, I still have a full-time job. Unfortunately, I wish I could do YouTube full-time, but right now I can't. So I still have a full-time job. So I have been working on stuff, but just work has been getting in the way. And then I was like this close to like reaching the end of the video I've been working on, but then this family emergency kind of pushed everything back a little bit. But I am working on a video, and I have an idea. I do think I want to make a video talking about what we know so far about necromancy and my opinions on that. If that's something you guys would like to see, then let me know, because I think that's something I'd like to make. Let's buy one of these. Yes. And then... Do these stack? I think they do. Yeah. Okay, beautiful. So let's do this over here. Oh, wait. We need to open this. There we go. Yeah, honey badger. Beautiful. Just advanced 1 summoning level. But it's something. It's a start. Can I sell these? Yeah, okay. for like 1500k. Okay, nice. I don't have to say 1500k. 1500 GP is what I meant to say. Celestial said, hey, I want to apologize for getting a bit heated last stream in the discussion. Honestly, I don't remember that happening, but I appreciate that. I appreciate you saying that, Celestial. Get as many of these as we can. We'll hop back over. Could you give us the cliff notes on necromancy now? Yeah, and Mr. Z, it looks like Mr. Z kind of did. Raph said, what is this game about? That's a whole other thing. We'll get into that later. Mr. Z said, new city and lore, you follow along. It's a new combat skill outside the combat triangle, so not stronger or weaker than other styles. New gear, abilities, talent tree, etc. There's a lot to it. Yes, so basically, it's going to be a new skill in RuneScape 3. And it is like necromancy, so like working with the dead and stuff like that. And there's going to be a whole new like quest line that comes with it. And there's like, I think they said like there's an evil, I think he was called the first necromancer or something like that. And the whole quest line is about trying to find him, I think. Like trying to, I don't know if it's trying to find him, but you want to defeat him. And one thing that I think is cool is you get a necromancy outfit, and I think they said it's not tradable, so you can't buy it. And like the higher level outfits, you can't buy them. The only way you can get your outfit to be better is to just level up and then upgrade your outfit through the necromancy skill, which I think is cool. And you can train necromancy through combat, or you can train it through skilling. So I think, is this the only example of a skill that can be trained through combat and through non-combat? I think so, right? Because attack and strength and defense, not including quests, I mean. Attack, defense, strength, you have to fight to do those. Ranged, you have to fight. So I guess, because I feel like that's a new thing. Magic. Oh yeah, you can teletrain magic. That's right. But I do think it's cool that they purposefully were like, we're going to make this skill where you can train it through, non-combat or through combat, which I think is cool. Because teletraining, I could be wrong, but that feels like something that players discovered, but wasn't like intended, like maybe the developers didn't think that would become the meta for magic training. I could be completely wrong. Maybe the developers were like, and this will be a great way to train. I don't know, Okay. These are the last few. We could use our gold charms to make something. It wouldn't be the most efficient way to train at our level, but at least it would be something. Mr. Z said, and you never quit RuneScape once you get hooked the first time, you just take breaks. And then the Everyday Nitwit said, well, my break has been about 15 years now. Yeah, but correct me if I'm wrong, the Everyday Nitwit, but you didn't ever really get hooked on it, did you? You just kind of... Because I remember... Wait, why can't I make pouches? Oh, because I'm lacking spirit shards. Okay. But anyway, I seem to remember that you didn't hate it, but you were like, At the time, I remember that you were like, I don't love the combat. And one thing you didn't like about the combat was that you just clicked and then they just fought, and it was just like a math game behind the scenes. And you were like, I want to have more influence over the combat. So you'd probably like combat now because, like, it is skills-based now. Now, I do have it set where, like, it automatically triggers the skills, but, like, you still can, like, decide what skills go in your action bar and stuff like that. Okay, those are all the red and green charms I have. And now we're at 37, which is not bad. We were at 34, so we have gone up quite a bit. Not bad. The Everyday Nitwit said, I remember playing it a lot back in the day, but maybe you're right. I remember trying to get you and our friend to play, and you were like, like, I don't love the combat. It's not really my thing. And I was like, okay, fair enough. Maybe that was somebody else. I don't know. I could be misremembering. Okay, let's look at what we can do with gold charms. Granite crabs is the last thing that they recommend. Although they do, I don't know, because they're recommending I save the gold charms until I get to level 52. And then make spirit tarot birds. So maybe I'll do that. And we can train something else. Through combat. And Slayer. Oh, good. Rock lobsters. Gelatinous abominations. They drop gold charms. But that's not really going to help me much. Rock crabs, moss giants, gold charms, ice giants, goblins. These seem like they're dropping gold charms. I might just go to something else. I'll probably just do something else. Oh, you know what I just realized? I think I have some monthlies that I can do. Put those in there. And let's go to the... I guess let's go to the beach event and redeem this ticket, because I'm sick of it sitting in my in my inventory. The thing that hooked me were the vampire quests. Jagex nailed the atmosphere over there. I agree, those are really good quests. Okay, is the beach event still going on? Oh, it looks like it is. Okay. The Dungeoneering Hole. You'll love to see it. 4 cocktails and 3 ice creams. What do these do? That resets your temperature, allowing you to train on the beach for longer. Okay. Oh, because you can get too hot. Let's check out the Dungeoneering Hole. This little boat. I am excited. They're also adding sailing to old school RuneScape, and I am excited to see that too. The hole. Indeed. Honestly, the best way to train dungeoneering is just jump in a hole. Just jump in a hole, call it a dungeon, bing bang boom, level 99. Step 1, jump in a pit. Step 2, profit. New guy says, I'm sad they're adding sailing. It was a funny meme. There's a quest in RuneScape 3 where you go like behind the scenes, and one of the skills that you have to do, that's like a skill that they never came out with, is sailing, and it's a joke in that quest. So I was surprised, but at the same time, people voted for it, you know. So you know. Hello, Mr. Pelon. Is that how you say your name? Hello, do I know a guy called Magnolia? I know someone called Magnolilia. They came into one of our streams once. Let's see. What else can I do? Oh, there's fishing. Spotlight plot. I already did the dungeoneering hole. Let's catch some fish. The quest dialogue was so funny. That's right. You're Magnolilia. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Purple Bolts, you've got so many names. You've got so many facets of you. It's hard to keep track. That's right. So, Mr. Pelon, unless you're talking about Purple Bolts over here, then I don't know if I know who you're talking about. I might. DCRS said, planned a new goal for myself, getting 99 woodcutting, and also now I'm getting 99 cooking on my alt. Nice! I feel like cooking, if you have the money to buy all the ingredients, could go really fast. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about that. In fact, now I'm curious. Let's see. Cooking training, RS3. Just the two. Well, I like those two names, Purple Bolts. Yeah, cooking is fast. It seems to be really fast. Recommended method, 1 to 99. Okay. What level am I right now? I'm level 53. Seems kind of low. Desert Soul is what they recommend. 52 to 80. Wow. I wish they would tell you... See, like, I don't like that these charts don't tell you how many you should get. Like, I wish it would say, like, get this many, and then you'll be golden. Celestial asks, have you unlocked Menaphos? You can finish those there. I have unlocked Menaphos. And I actually do think I'm at the level to fish the Desert Soul. 53. I think so. Yeah, Desert Soul. Yeah, so maybe I'll go do that. What was I originally going to do before I came to the beach? Did I have a plan? I don't know. I don't remember. I've kind of got sidetracked here at the beach. Who am I? Let's go to the beach. Ninking Minjaj. Rip Vine. We barely knew ye. While training on the beach, you find George's Peach Delight. I feel like with the beach event, you really could stay here the whole time, but I don't want to. I want to go do other stuff. I feel like if my whole stream is just sitting here on the beach, that's not going to be fun. Oh, here's cooking over here. Let's cook this fish. Oh, I don't think you can. I think you just man the grill. Is this the beach episode? It is. And honestly, it's a filler episode. That's why I want to get out of here. I want to get back to the main plot. Celestial said, I had to restart my browser. I'm getting a memory bug I got with YouTube streams like 8 months ago again. Oh no! I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, New Guy said you were distracted and diverted. Absolutely. And that's what I was going to do earlier. I was going to go do my monthlies that have probably reset. But I have some great news, everybody. You ready for this? Guess what I finally got to launch today? Fallout 3. I finally got it to launch. What has it been, like a month? A month of troubleshooting? But I finally got it to launch. The problem was, so my computer has two different GPUs. It has the Intel one, and then it has an NVIDIA one. Well, my primary display, for some reason, was plugged into the Intel GPU, and the secondary display was plugged into the NVIDIA GPU. And the game did not like that my displays were plugged into two different GPUs. So I deactivated the Intel GPU, just totally turned it off, and then I plugged in both displays to the NVIDIA GPU, and that fixed the problem. So after months, that's what the issue was. Celestial said, yeah, it disappeared after a few weeks, but it's back, and I really don't feel like opening another browser to watch this right now. I'm sorry, Celestial. Celestial says, yeah, the Intel one is on board with the CPU. Some CPUs have integrated graphics for those who don't have or need a graphics card. Gotcha. Mr. Z said, glad you fixed it. Does that mean you'll be playing it soon? I was looking forward to it. I think so. I don't know if it'll be next. I'm not really sure. Because that's like late breaking, like Fallout 3 working again. That happened today, so I haven't really had time to think about like when is that going to go up. So that might be next time, but also next week is one of the work events where I'll be busy. So I might have to like, I think Everyday Nitwit brought this up, and I have thought about it. Just recording like a stream, just not live, and just playing that, like premiering it as a stream. And I might have to do that. So I wouldn't be able to interact with anybody, but you guys could watch it. And I hate that because the thing I like the most is the interaction. So that's probably, we'll have to do something like that most likely. But hey, it's something. It's better than nothing. If I had the time to do that last week, I would have done it, but I didn't have the time. Oh, it did use the fish. I'm not really paying attention, can you tell? I've just been like clicking on stuff. RuneScape is good for interacting. It is, because there's a lot of just doing one thing for a long time. Mr. Z said, glad you fixed it. Oh, I already read that one. Your fish are cooked. Great. I'm gonna get out of here. Wait, let me listen to this. Alright, I'm gonna put this ice cream and stuff in my bank if it'll let me. Just put it in the generic tab. Yeah, there you go. Okay, now let's look at the monthlies that we can do. Mini games. Giant oysters ready. Heck yeah, baby. Herbie Werby's ready. I haven't done that one in a long time. Meg is ready. I should go talk to Meg. Can't do the circus yet. Okay. Okay. Cool. Well, let's go do the... oh, the statues. Are the statues available? Yes, they are. Let's do that. Let's do the statue. DCRS said, funny enough, they used the beach episode as a training arc, so you're basically training. I really am, yeah. Celestial said, RS3 is also looking into extending the lobby timer from 5 minutes to a new time not disclosed in August, I think. It'll be nice for some things like mining where you can keep going for ages. I think they already upped the AFK timer, didn't they? I thought they did. Let's do Slayer XP because you guys know I don't love Slayer. All right, 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2. Okay. First column's too high. Gotcha. Middle column is too high. Okay. Let's make that one the 2 then. Come on, work with me. Work with me here. No. Not high enough. Okay. That one's good now. The The first column is too high. Still. Let's do that, and then this, and then that. Middle column's perfect. Good. The last column is not high enough. Okay. There we go. Last column's perfect. First column is not high enough. So this one's going to be the 2. That's going to be the 3. There we go. Boom. All right. It's 6 minutes still. Okay. I felt like somebody said recently that they're going to up it, or they already have. I don't know. Okay. Nice. Leveled up construction. We'll pray to this. Fight this person. Oh, it's melee. Hold on. I was like, I should have slaughtered them by now. It's because my action bar was switched to ranged, but my weapon was melee. I don't know how that happened. Okay. Let's head to the next one, which is Taverley, I guess? Shoot, I was right next to it. I could have done it while I was there. Oh well. The sculptor sounds like a middle manager, never telling you exactly what they want. Yeah, just tell me, what's the plan here, buddy? How many scaffolding do you want in each spot, and I'll do it. Enough with these riddles. And if he doesn't know, then how can he know when I'm wrong? Exactly, everyday nitwit. You get it. Ah! Right when my character turned away. See, I told you, I'm bad at that. I'm so bad at that. I'll be like, oh, my character's facing that direction. And then I'll take forever to hunt and peck the key like an old dad that my character will, like, turn. And when I hit it, and they'll go whoosh, into a wall or something. Slayer, please. Slayer! Slayer? I hardly know her. We need to use 17 pieces of scaffolding. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 1. 2, 3. 2, 3. 1. There we go. Last column is perfect. Good. Bit less, please. The fourth column is too high. Okay. Do that, and then that. Middle column is perfect. Fourth column is perfect. Second column is not high enough. So let's do... Maybe these need to be reversed. Okay, apparently not. Now it's too high. Okay. No. This? There we go. Now we got it. Now we got it. All right. I love the statues. This is my favorite way to get construction and Slayer XP. I don't hate construction. I don't mind it at all. But construction for me can be a little boring. Construction training. And I think that's mostly because, like, the instance that you're in with your house is just kind of like an endless void, and it's just kind of boring to look at. Just advanced a Slayer level. Nice. 52. Construction contracts are okay. I don't know if I've ever done a construction contract. I really should look into that. So I'm almost done with Dragon Ball Z Kai. I'm at the Buu Saga, and I'm remembering now why people don't like the Buu Saga. There's things in it that I like. For example, Vegeta's arc. I really love, like, the way it kind of comes together in the Buu Saga. But, like, Go tanks, you can keep it. I don't like go tanks. I like those two characters. I don't like that they focus so much on them because I don't know. Go tanks to me is annoying, and then it doesn't even like work out, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like it's that plan doesn't even work. And when I'm rewatching and I know for sure that a plan isn't going to work, I feel like they're wasting my time. I'm like, "Okay, you're spending so much time on this plan. I know it's meant for people who don't know what's coming, but I'm like, oh, you're spending so much time building up this plan, like 10 episodes working on this plan, and your plan is going to fail. Let's just get to the good part. Let's get to the part where you actually succeed." Okay, I didn't listen to what he said. There's no scaffolding. Right. I wasn't paying attention. First column is perfect, and the last column is perfect. Not high enough. Okay. Middle column is not high enough. Okay, so let's do that and that. We won't be able to reach the bottom of the statue. Oh, because none of them are... But it said that one was too high. Second column is too high. Okay. Let's try this one as the 2 and that one as the 3. And that one as the 5? But I feel like he said that was too high before. Not high enough. Yeah. Let's try this. Okay, nope, it's not that. It's this. There we go. Boom. Okay, I'm catching up on the chat. Boo Saga was trying to go back to the gaggish beginnings, but it didn't really work. I actually really like the tournament. Like, I was really enjoying the tournament. But when Spopovich started wrecking Badel, I was like, I kind of wish we just did the tournament, like, and saw who won the tournament. I mean, it would have been most likely either Goku or Vegeta, but then we wouldn't get Majin Vegeta, and his arc wouldn't be as satisfying. But you know, I guess you win some, you lose some. Celestial said, that just sounds like you either aren't meant for rewatching stuff or you don't enjoy anything about the show other than the story. I do like rewatching stuff, but a lot of Dragon Ball Z, even in Kai, still feels like filler. Like, not filler. That's not what I'm trying to say. But it still feels like it's trying to, like, what am I trying to say? Not waste time, but fill time. Like, we have to make this, like, this long. It's almost like Akira Toriyama was like, oh, I have, like, this much time. Like, the manga has to be this long, but my story idea is this long. So they're going to prep for this plan, like, 5 times longer than they would normally. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just feels like things take too long. And the episodes are so short that I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, you know, I feel like I just started an episode and then it's like, will Vegeta be able... And I'm like, I just started this episode. I mean, I guess that's a testament to how, like, much I'm enjoying it, but... like, for example, I'll give you for instance. And I don't feel this way for the whole show. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying for all of Dragon Ball Z I feel that way. I'm just saying for the Boo Saga, it feels like they're, like, really stretching things out. Hi, buddy. I'm live streaming. You want to come say hi? Yeah? Come here. This is my friend's son, Levi. Come here.
What are you playing?
I'm playing RuneScape. Say hi. There's the camera right there. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. But anyway, it's really the Boo Saga that I feel like they're trying to fill time. Like when they're in Babbidi's ship.
Why?
to me, that takes forever. What's your favorite TV show, Levi?
Mario.
Mario?
Yeah.
You mean the new movie?
Yeah.
Did you like the new movie?
Yes.
Yeah?
I'm going to get big movies and invite some Mario thing.
Oh, yeah? You like Mario games?
Yes. And I don't like Mario.
I like Mario too.
Where's this?
That's the microphone. That's how they can hear you. Say hi.
Hi. Where's right there on?
You're unplugging stuff.
Huh? I come back on.
That's how I hear. We need to keep it right there. Look, he says, new guy Roy said, hello.
How do you say hello?
Say, hi, Roy.
Hello.
No, say it in the microphone so he can hear you.
Hi, Roy.
And then Purple Bolts says hi. Can you say hi, Purple Bolts?
Hi, Purple Boat.
And then Celestial says hi. Say hi, Celestial.
Hi, Nessie.
Now you muted us. Don't touch those buttons. Don't touch them. Don't touch them. You're going to be in big trouble. You quit that. You quit that. Stop. Stop. Hey, the everyday nitwit says hello. Can you say hi, nitwit?
Hi, neighbor Poopy.
Ah! He called you nitwit poopy. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
How dare you? How dare you? That's it. That's it. You're in trouble. You're getting beat up right now. You're getting beat up right now.
Hi, Poopy.
Well, thanks for saying hi, but I'm gonna talk to my friends, okay? Because I like doing it. Make sure you close the door behind you, okay? Bye. Everybody say bye to Levi. No, you can't play with that. You gotta get out of here. Yes, you do. No, you can't. You can't. I'm busy. He won't get out of here. You can take that with you if you leave, okay? But you can't bother me right now because I'm busy, okay? Okay, take it with you. Be careful. He grabbed my lightsaber. Close the door behind you. Yes. He said no. He said no. Hang on 1 second. Hey, I can't play right now, buddy. Sorry. I'm busy. Mom's calling you. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. That was my friend's son, and they're here working on stuff. Because like I said, I stream at my job, so they're here working on stuff, and he popped in, and he didn't want to leave. Oh, I got a lot of them right on the first go. LOL, how cute. Yeah, he's adorable. He's a cute kid. Man, I didn't pay attention. Again. Let's try this. Too high. Okay. There we go. Perfect. That's perfect. Okay. After this, we'll do the clam. And then we'll keep trying to get those pieces. Because I want that cape. I want it more than anything. So much. Nice, another construction level. Almost level 60. He does not look happy. All right. We're done with this. Now we'll go do the clam. And I believe... Can I dive if I have my equipment in my inventory? I just can't dive if I have it on me, right? So we'll take off all the Bandos stuff. Take all this stuff off. I might need to charge my boots. I don't think I've seen them go off since I've since I've been on tonight. I might need to recharge them. Okay, get in front of that thing. Shoo! Destination unreachable. What? Never gotten that message when I tried to use it. I finally get my character lined up, and it's like, no. Nah. We use it to get across the bridge. There we go. No, you just can't wield a weapon. Oh. So we'll put these back on then. Okay. Now we'll dive. There we go. Okay. We'll check the oyster. Have I been saying clam? It's an oyster. My bad. Mahogany planks, nice. Costume skipping ticket. Don't know what that means. Nature runes. Plated rune salvage. Nice. Not bad. So now we'll fish. So there might be other people who don't understand what diversions and distractions are, but I know probably everyday nitwit doesn't, because this is a more modern RuneScape thing. But nitwit, what these are is there's a few things that you can do either like every hour or like every week or every month or something like that. It depends on which task. And they give you like different ways to level up your skills beyond just regular training. So for instance, this one, you can level up fishing and farming, and then you put them in the clam, and the clam, when you come back next month, will have items for you like you just saw. And not every D&D is like this. Like the statues, that's a D&D. And that gives you construction and slayer or prayer, depending on what statue you build. And then there's Herby Werby, where like there's these little herbs, and if you catch the right ones, you get herb lore XP and stuff like that. Celestial says distractions and diversions actually go really, really far back. Yeah, they do, but I think Nitwit said that he hasn't played in 15 years, I think is what you said. I don't know if they go back further than 15 years. New guy said skipping tickets are part of treasure trails. Okay. Okay. Harvest some seaweed. No matter what I'm streaming at the time, when Necromancy comes out, I'm streaming Necromancy. It might not, if it doesn't come out on a Thursday, I'm going to stream the day it comes out, unless there's something I have to do for work that prevents me from doing that. But for sure, I'm going to be streaming RuneScape and play Necromancy. Premier, become a Premier member and log in. I don't remember like what the difference is between a Premier membership. I don't know. But that's an easy way to get another shard. You know what? I could do this, because this is another way to get a shard. And I've been doing quests anyway. I just hope these aren't spoilery. Treasure Trails are one, and they're from 2004. Champions Challenge and Scrolls are from 2005. Tears of Guthix is 2005. But did they call them diversions and distractions at the time? Or did those get grandfathered into diversions and distractions? You know what I mean? Yeah, so we're going to do these quests next. After we unload these things that we just got. Celestial said, I do remember them being called that, I think, but that was also 18 years ago. Okay. Still, I I don't think Nitwit would have known what those are. I don't know. I don't know how much into RuneScape he got before he stopped, but Nitwit and I know each other in real life. If you haven't picked up on that already, that's why I'm talking with authority on his RuneScape experience. Not ultimate authority, obviously. I don't know everything, exactly how much RuneScape experience he has, but I know a little. I remember that naming is very, very old, so probably at least 15 years. Yeah, if you didn't read the news post, you might not know the game as the name wasn't mentioned in game. Yeah. I don't think it was. I think you're right about that. I want to wear this. I always accidentally deposit that, and I don't mean to. Okay, so let's look at those quests. So we have it on timeline. I did new foundations, so it wants me to do these. Oh, but I have to do all these things. Town Hall Tier 1. Oh, I just have to get my thing to those levels. I might be able to do that. You will need to fight, not necessarily vanquish, one enemy that scales to your combat level. They are not weak to a specific combat style. Okay. I know these quests might be a little spoilery, but I want to do them because I want to get the shard. I want that cape so bad. Because you guys heard me rant about capes last time, that I don't actually like a lot of the capes that just got ported from... Sorry, I'm really struggling with my chair right now. I don't like a lot of the capes that got ported from the older graphic style, because to me they just look like flat pieces of cardboard. So if I can get a really cool looking cape, I want that. I did those a few days ago actually, so I'm good. They're pretty much not spoilery. Okay. There's a little spoiler if you've never done Defender of Varrock and Curse of Arav. Great quest, by the way. Do capes do anything, or is it just bragging rights? It depends on what the cape is for. Most capes don't do anything. Some capes give you, like, buffs. I don't think it's huge. I don't think any of them are huge buffs. But, they do... There are some that give you buffs, and, go here. But for me, it's mostly just style. Like, if my character doesn't have a cape, it's like the outfit isn't complete, you know? And this cape is actually a really low level cape. But I just like the way they look. One of the tougher bosses in game gives you amazingly great capes. Bis capes for combat. The skill capes often have abilities like Magic Cape lets you switch spellbook at bank. I do love the way the 99 capes look in RuneScape 3. They look really nice. Okay, I already forgot. I need to get Town Hall Tier 1, so let's do that. Workshop Tier 2, Town Hall Tier 1. Okay. We need 10 wooden frames and 6 stone wall segments. Let's look at what we've got in the bank. We have 1 wooden frame. That's a teak frame. I don't know if that matters. Oh, apparently it's not the same. We do have refined planks. We have limestone. But we used all of our wall segments. So... let's process the planks, I guess? No, that's where they become refined planks. It's been a bit since I... oh, there's an archaeologist workbench. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in here. No, that's a stone cutter. We don't need that. How do I make these into frames again? It's ready for buildings. Okay. Don't I use these to make frames? It's been a long time since I made frames. I made a lot of stone wall segments, but not that many frames. Okay, we're gonna put those back. We'll make some stone wall segments. Left part of the bench. Gotcha. All right. What construction do we have? We have 57. Okay. Not bad. I don't remember what we were at before we did that first quest. I think it was like 30 something. Maybe. And it got us all the way up. Okay. We need 6, so we already have enough. And we need 10 wooden frames. Okay. Grab these. And then construct frames. Yeah, there we go. There we go. We can make 5. Very slowly. Very, very slowly. Oh gosh. Did Celestial leave? Is that what he was saying? He was saying, I did those quests a few days ago, so I don't need to see him. Okay, we have 5. Do you have any planks on you, sir? You do. No, I mean, so they're not spoilery. Oh, okay. I just saw your comment again, and I was like, wait. Okay, there we go. And then I don't know how many frames that makes. 4? Makes 1. Okay, good. So now we have 6. Let's just do this and this. Okay. Let's buy more planks. The 5 that he has. We'll buy these logs. Make some planks for me, sir. Planks, please. Thank you, sir. We'll go process these planks into refined planks. Okay. Oh. So, new guy, I'm assuming, I don't really know. I'm assuming that if you voted, I don't know if you had a chance to vote for the new skill in old school, but I'm assuming that you didn't vote for sailing. So if you did vote, what did you vote for? What skill did you vote for? Two. Okay, cool. So that's 8. I just need 2 more. I don't think he can give me enough stuff. I don't interact much with old school other than keep up with some news. Okay. I am excited to try sailing. It was a meme, but I'm still excited because I've been saying that that I think old school sorry, I got distracted. I think old school has needed a new skill for a long time. But I don't know if a lot of other people agreed with me, but I guess they do now because they voted for a new skill. All right. Let's go cut down some trees. Celestial said it really has. I think like they've been adding a lot of really interesting content to the game, but to me, there's only so much you can do before you have to add something like really big to the game to change it up, you know? And I know that that's what caused the downfall of RuneScape, was when they changed the combat system. And then everybody was, you know, really upset. But I do think that you have to make big changes, but you can just be better about how big they are, how game-changing they are, you know, and don't break the game and don't break the economy. And make sure that the players actually kind of like want it and have a chance to experience it. Because like, to me, obviously, we haven't seen yet. As far as I know, necromancy could break the whole game. But it seems like necromancy is going to work really well alongside everything else. Like, it's going to work well with rune crafting. It's going to work well with combat, you know. It's kind of like coming alongside the other skills and not breaking them apart, you know. Celestial says, the Grandmaster difficulty quests and the raids feel pretty big. Those are really big. Those are big things. But, like, not everybody can do those things, you know? Those are, like, you have to get pretty far into the game to do those. But, like, a new skill, anyone can do that, you know? The only skill that would be untrue with would be invention, but that's in RS3. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, anybody can log on and try a new skill, you know? They probably won't max it out, but they can try it. Everyday Nitwit said, people really liked the old combat. Yes. And I think people also just learned how to use it really well, and they got really good at it. And then Jagex just changed it. And they were like, oh, okay, now I don't know what I'm doing. That's part of it. I'm not saying that's all of it, but that was part of it. Celestial said, a lot of people do, yeah. I didn't get invention. Now, this could be because I'm not a good RuneScape player. But I didn't get invention until Fresh Start Worlds. And I really focused on crafting and smithing and divination with the intention of unlocking invention. Because I was like, I've never unlocked invention before, and I really want to play invention. So during Fresh Start Worlds, I really focused on that, and that's how I was able to get invention. I wonder if maybe I'm just not sweaty enough, because a lot of people are like, it's not that hard to do this, this, and that. And I'm like, I've never, ever done that. Like, I've never been able to get that far. So maybe I'm just not sweaty enough, or maybe I just don't have enough patience to do like what needs to be done to get there. I might have missed it. I asked earlier how your Minecraft was going. You got any cool builds going? So I actually do have a realm going with Everyday Nitwit and one of our friends, who unfortunately will probably never get to be in these streams because he also streams on Thursday nights. But the three of us have a realm, and we've been working on that. We're gonna play tonight, actually, which is exciting. And other than that, I have a survival world, which is going pretty well. I built a giant house, which I'm really happy with. And then I have a creative world just to mess around in. Because I just like the power that you have in the creative world. Like being able to fly, being able to conjure anything you want. So sometimes it's nice when you feel like the world is just like pushing you down and trying to kill you, to just switch over to a creative world and be like, now who's in charge? That sounds like I'm really going through some stuff. I'm not. I'm fine. Well, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not fine. I don't know. But yeah, long story short, it's going well. It's going really well. I'm actually in the process. I had to stop doing it to prepare for the stream, but I'm in the process of, for those who don't know, I bought a new Mac, so I can edit. I can edit at home, but I can't stream from the Mac because I can't play most games. I can play RuneScape on the Mac, which is really cool, but most games I can't. So it's not viable for like streaming and stuff like that. But I'm in the process of moving the Mac here to use for my job and moving my PC to my house. So the next stream could very well be from my house, which is exciting because then I can go home. I really want to go home. No little kids walking in while I'm streaming. Not yet. I mean, Amy and I do want to have kids one day, but as of now, no little kids would be walking in while I'm streaming. Mr. Z, I want to see your big house. Maybe I can boot up Minecraft. I just transferred the world over from my Mac to my PC, so maybe I could boot it up before the stream's over and show you the house. Okay, we have everything we need, so let's just take the wooden frames and the stone wall segments. We only need 6. We don't need 7. So we'll come over here. That guy has his cape already. Man. Okay. Town Hall, which is over there. I need to catch up on a few things. Celestial earlier said level 80 is pretty fast nowadays. Again, not for me, but I just more and more get the feeling that I'm not a good RuneScape 3 player. Well, I need to be easy on myself a little bit. I'm just not like the most efficient RuneScape 3 player. You know what I mean? Like, I hop on and just kind of mess around, you know? So I might not like shoot through the game super fast, but I just do whatever hits my fancy that day. Celestial also said level 80 on RS3 feels like 45 maybe on old school RuneScape. They both feel like forever to me. But again, you know. Celestial said, have you looked into using a few tools like wine? I know there's like 3 others, forget the name. I'm not sure what that is. What does wine do? Oh, does that help you play games on the Mac? The best RuneScape players are the ones who have fun playing. That's really all I do. And you guys see it when I stream. I might have a plan going in, but then something else will strike my fancy, and I'll be like, you know what? Let's do that. Let's just do that instead. I haven't thought about that, Celestial, mainly because it's just easier to swap the computers. Because honestly, like the Mac doesn't have very much storage on it, but I edit off of a server here at work, so I don't need a lot of storage on the computer itself. So I'm basically just using it for editing, and so I think the Mac would be better for that, because I think the PC just has more capabilities as far as like gaming and stuff like that. So to me, it just made more sense to just swap them and let the Mac just handle editing for work and stuff like that, and let the PC be my gaming PC and stuff. And then also, I can buy better parts for it over time and beef it up and just get an even better performance. Although this one's not doing too bad. This one has an NVIDIA 2070 Super, so it's not doing too bad. It's not a, what's the newest one, 4080? Is that the highest one right now? It's no 4080, but it gets the job done for sure and does it well. In fact, the Mac didn't display RuneScape 3 as well as my PC is. So, you know, that was red flag number 1. 2070 Super is much stronger than my GPU. I got a GTX 1060. It's no slouch, that's for sure. But like the Mac handles editing just fine. So I feel like the 2070 is a little bit overkill. Like comparing the two, the Mac can handle editing just fine and not stutter. And the 2070 can obviously handle it, but I wonder if it's a little bit overkill. But I live right down the street from where I work, so worst case scenario, if the Mac isn't up to snuff, then I can just switch them back. Or just work from home. Just work from home all the time. Let me catch up a little bit. Celestial said it's really not about being sweaty, it's just knowing where to go and what to do. And I have learned a lot of that. After really getting into the, not just RS3, but the RuneScape YouTube community and learning all these things. Like I had no idea about Silverhawk boots. Like my agility would not be as high as it is without Silverhawk boots. Like absolutely not. And learning the meta for things, you know. But what I mean is like when I log in, I don't necessarily log in, grind for hours, and then, like, you know, get super high in a level. I just kind of log in and whatever hits my fancy, I do. I might grind, like I might log in and grind, but usually I don't stick with a grind long enough to see major results because I start to get bored and then something else interests me, so I go do that, you know? I basically just go do whatever interests me in the moment. So, like, my skills aren't shooting up because I'm not, like, really, like, focusing on... Oh, that popped up. I thought the game was glitching for a second. That looks nice. That looks nice. But does that make sense? Like, I don't often really, like, hone in on one thing and, like, attack it with everything that I have. I kind of just log in and I'm like, what should we do now? You know, and sometimes I end up grinding because I'm like, I want to grind this out. But, you know, not always. And I would even say not usually. I just kind of jump in and, you know, do what I got to do. Didn't I just build Town Hall Tier 1? Shouldn't I be able to build Town Hall Tier 2 now? I mean, it's done, right? It popped up around me, so I assume it's done. Let's look at this. Yeah, it's done. Command Center Tier 1. Let's look at that. It also said Chapel Tier 1, so let's look. Stonewall Segments 6. Okay. Celestial said, and RS3 still runs fine at a higher resolution than your streaming. Yeah, RS3 can go pretty far and look really nice. I don't know how many this will make me, but right now I'm only using the limestone bricks for wall segments anyway, so... Oh, 7. Okay, yeah. Celestial said, if you're happy with it, it's not a problem, but rendering and importing large files should be much quicker on more powerful hardware. It will be, but like, unlike with gaming, like gaming you can lower the resolution, but when I'm streaming or recording stuff for YouTube, I don't want to lower the resolution, because my videos wouldn't look as good. But when I'm editing, if I need to, I can like lower the playback quality or use proxies, and you know, it can go much faster. So to me, I'd rather maybe have to use proxies or edit at a lower whatever. But I got a Mac Studio, so it's no slouch. It's just not made for gaming, you know. Okay, now I need wooden frames. I think I have. 1 left over. I don't know if I can use this one. I guess we'll see. We'll make 9 wooden frames and then see if we can use the teak frame. But I don't know if we can. The fact that it stands apart makes me think that I can't. Mr. Z said, once you get into the training grind of knowing exactly what to do, it just comes down to XP rates. And the XP rates on RS3 are just much higher than old school RuneScape. Yeah, they definitely are. I think, you know, I've been thinking about this. Sorry, I was thinking in my head, and I was like, I should probably just talk out loud since, you know, I'm streaming. Let me catch up on chat first before I say what I was going to say. New Guy said, I like that mentality. Thank you, New Guy, talking about how I play the game. Celestial said, yeah, that's probably slower than staying in one place until you hit a goal, but at least it is the best way to enjoy the game. I think so, too, because I'm just like, I'm having fun. I don't want to do something because I feel like that's what you should do, you know? And sometimes I think RuneScape can have that pressure. I don't think the game itself well, I can't say that. But I do think there is a pressure of, like, if you're not doing the most, you know, efficient thing, then you're wasting your time. And I do kind of have to fight off that pressure a little bit from time to time. But I think, honestly, just do what's fun. If grinding is not fun, then don't do it. Even if you feel like you're supposed to or you have to, like, just don't grind if you don't want to grind, you know? And so, you know, because of that, I haven't gotten, like, many 99s. In fact, I have only gotten 1 99 in my whole life. And that was thieving in RuneScape 3. Which, you know, is really easy to do with safe cracking. Now, I did have to do like I think I did grind safes for like a little over 24 hours, but I was like, you know what? Apparently this is really easy to get, so I'm gonna just go for it. And I did, and it was really tough because, you know, not tough to do, but just tough to just grind and grind and grind and grind and grind. But I did it, and I got the 99, and I was like, booyah, baby. But, like, I hate to admit that that's the only 99 I've gotten, because I feel like, you know, people will be like, well, then what kind of authority do you have to talk about RuneScape? And I'm like, well, I can't do a guide on how to get a 99, but that's not what my content is. My content is just, like, so far, my content has been mostly just how these games, like, what impression these games leave on me, you know? Which is really the only authority I have on the games. It's just my personal experience with the games. And, you know, I'm just hoping that my experience is shared with other people, whether I know everything about RuneScape or not, you know? Teak frame is for a different building. Gotcha. Celestial said, no, I mean, I can run it at a much higher resolution on a much weaker GPU. It's not too demanding. Gotcha. So you're saying, like, the graphics in RuneScape 3 are actually pretty efficient because they can look really nice on really low hardware. I get you. I see what you're saying. New Guy said, oh, I'm totally full on logs. New Guy said, RS3 XP rates are almost in the dev respects my time realm and sometimes way overpowered, like Elite Dungeon 3. Yeah, and didn't they even nerfed Elite Dungeon 3 a little bit, right? And it's still like crazy like OP. And I kind of agree with you, New Guy Roy. Everybody's like, RS3's rates are way too fast. And I'm like, or, now stay with me on this, or old schools are way too slow. Now, like you said, New Guy, there are some in RuneScape 3 that are definitely way too fast. Like, they're overpowered. Like, Elite Dungeons 3 is overpowered. Thieving, as much as I enjoy that I got a 99, is probably a little too fast with the doors and the safes. But I kind of agree with you, new guy, where I'm like, okay, but like, especially because like we all know the behind the scenes, right? That Andrew Gower, he picked 99 as an arbitrary number because he thought nobody would be able to get there. So he was purposefully trying to make it, in his mind, impossible or unlikely to get to 99. So that's why it takes forever to get there in old school RuneScape, because in his mind, nobody would do it, or at least they wouldn't do it as fast as they did it. So to me, in RuneScape 3, they've just kind of like narrowed that gap a little bit, you know, to be like, okay, 99 is still the max, except for some skills are higher than that, but they made it easier to get there because the original goal was to make it an impossible thing. But now they're like, okay, it's not impossible, it's definitely possible, but we'll make it a little more like worth your time, you know? I don't know, and I know people disagree with me. They think the huge mountain of old school skilling is kind of like what makes the game so fun. But I disagree in many cases. I just think it's way too long. But again, that's just a personal like preference thing. You know, I've already said that the way I play the game is just whatever catches my fancy. And RuneScape 3 happens to catch my fancy a lot more because things move quicker and I get more of those dopamine hits in RuneScape 3 than I get in old school. And for someone with ADHD, you know, where not getting enough dopamine is basically what ADHD is, getting more dopamine hits in this game means that I'm drawn to this game more than I am to old school. All right. Somebody left a comment actually on my why I prefer RuneScape 3 video, and they said something like, so basically you're mentally ill and you don't have the patience for old school RuneScape. And I assume they meant it as like derogatory, but I was like, I didn't respond to them, but in my head I was like, yes. Yeah, yes, exactly. Like that video was always supposed to be framed as my personal experience with RuneScape 3 and old school RuneScape, and why I prefer RuneScape 3. It was never meant to be a takedown of old school, and I think some people took it that way, but it wasn't meant that way. It wasn't meant as a if you're looking for which game to play RuneScape 3 for these reasons. You know, honestly, I'm not trying to divert anyone away from old school, because I know that there are some people who prefer old school over RuneScape 3. And I don't want to tell people, especially people who aren't like as familiar with RuneScape, to not try old school, because for all I know, they would hate this one and love old school. So, you know, and I really hope that video didn't come across as a takedown of old school, because it wasn't meant to be. It was just meant to be my personal opinion and my personal experience. And part of the reason I made it is because so many people in my other RuneScape videos would comment on my preference of RuneScape 3. And in those videos, I would sometimes sneak in some explanations here and there of like why I prefer RuneScape 3, but that's not what those videos were about. So I decided to make a video all about that, just to focus on that, so that if in the future someone's like, I just don't understand why you like RuneScape 3, I can be like, well, here's a link to this video where I explain it, you know? But I just hope that nobody, well, I can't say nobody, because obviously some people did think that was the purpose of the video, but I hope that's not how the video came across, like in general, to most people, because that's really not what I meant. I'm way behind on chat. New guy said, in reference to Elite Dungeons 3, that XP wasn't nerfed, only gold. Gotcha. And then he said, thieving until like 95 is a filler skill that gives nothing, in my opinion. Yeah, like, I mean, I got to level 99 and didn't really like gain anything except a cape, a 99 cape, which was cool, you know, but like, I didn't feel more powerful necessarily, you know. I think thieving is a really interesting skill in theory, you know, and I do like the Thieves Guild mini quests. They are really cool. But I feel like thieving could be a lot cooler. Like, I don't know. Like, I wish you could get thieving contracts like you get construction contracts. And the thieving contracts are basically like gigs, like you do heists. And then it would be cool if you could do heists with other players. Like you could build a team, you know, like Ocean's 11 style. Yeah, heist contracts. That would be really cool. Mr. Z said, remember when No Man's Sky said it was impossible or incredibly unlikely to encounter someone else? And then these two streamers did it in like the first week. Never underestimate gamers. But like also they discovered that it wasn't multiplayer. They didn't find each other. That was the problem. They were on the exact same planet, standing in the exact same place, but they couldn't see each other. But the developers were hoping that because the universe was so big that wouldn't happen, that people wouldn't find the same planet. But you're right, never underestimate gamers, you know? Yeah, make these into planks. Celestial said, the main takeaway isn't the number, but the XP curve. He thought no one would make it to 99 because the last bunch of levels are like 1,000,000 XP per level, and the XP rates were even slower then. And then Celestial said, that's not very nice of them, talking about that comment. Yeah, it's not very nice. Mr. Z said, I would say most people spending tons of time on RuneScape getting 99s are more unusual than those that don't. LOL. It feels, because I watch a lot of like RuneScape YouTubers, it feels like I'm the one not playing it right. Because, you know, most YouTubers are like getting 99 and all this stuff. And, you know, a lot of YouTube videos are just about how to get level 99 in different skills and stuff. And you know, you look at people like Settled, who like are finding ways to level up their skills in Mauritania, you know. I know he did a lot of research just for that video, but I don't know, like I just feel like sometimes am I doing this wrong? Am I being way too slow? But I appreciate you guys being like, no, you're you're just playing the way you want to play, which is, you know, I appreciate that. And then Mr. Z said, what a bad take they had, in my opinion. Well, I'm glad that that's not the take that you got from it. Old School has fewer of those moments, but God, does it feel like the game doesn't respect my time, agility, and rune crafting. Yeah, it can be really rough. Honestly, it can be pretty rough. Speaking of rough, this is taking forever. Let me see. I don't think his shop would have reset. Oh, it did. It gained some stuff. We'll buy all the logs and all the planks. This won't do much, but it'll do something. Buy all. Celestial said, a lot of people have vitriol for the other game and their community, although it's calmed down in recent years. So for them, they think you are attacking their game in a game versus game video. I really wasn't trying to. You know, I did have some jokes about old schoolers reacting poorly to the video, but I was just trying to be funny. And I was also, correctly might I add, you know, assuming that people would be really mad. Like one of my favorite jokes that I made in that video that I thought came out really well was when one of my points was, I don't remember what it was, but I made a point that I really liked something, and I knew that that thing that I really liked was something that a lot of old school players don't like. And so I did a little thing from Seinfeld where Kramer slammed down on the dislike button and said, I'm out. And I don't know why, but like after I put that together and then watched it, I chuckled to myself because I was really proud of how well it came together, because you know, a joke can work in your head, but that doesn't mean it's going to work like in practice and execution. So I'm glad that that one actually did work. At least I thought it was funny. Yeah, LOL, that was hilarious. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Z, I don't remember what that was in reference to. It's been 75 years. Let me switch worlds because this person is chopping down trees. We'll just switch to World 5, which has significantly less people for some reason. World 4 has like 800 players and World 5 has like 114. Okay, thank you. Settled has problems. I think he would agree with you from what I think he would also say that he's got problems. Yeah, but RuneScape YouTubers are crazy. A lot of times they just play RuneScape like a friend, settled, etc. Like that, yeah. Especially when YouTube is their full-time job, I think they just play RuneScape all day and just record. But I can't do that, unfortunately. Not at this point. But even if YouTube was my full-time job, I still don't think I would play RuneScape all day. I'd probably like play different things and edit, you know. But those problems make for great videos, but that's not healthy, LOL. Yeah, I don't know if I could do it. Like, I don't know if I could, if I had the willpower to do what they do. Celestial says, honestly, the RuneScape community in general is a very different community. That's true. That's true. And then Celestial said to Mr. Z, a friend has mentioned a ton of times he plays League of Legends and other games while he plays RuneScape. Yeah, and that's hard for me to do too. Like, it's hard for me to do another game and play RuneScape at the same time. I don't know why. Maybe it's my ADHD. I don't know. But it's hard for me to keep up with both things. If anybody just plays one game for 8+ hours a day, of course they're going to be getting those big gains. Yeah, that's true. A friend does AFK a lot, but still the amount of time he plays RuneScape is a lot. Celestial said, it's also his job, and playing RuneScape for YouTube content requires you to reach goals in an X amount of time for the type of content he goes for. Being his job adds to my point more than anything else, LOL. These guys are spending so much time, so of course they're going to be getting 99s and achieving all sorts of things at the nth percentile. Yeah, I don't think it's healthy either, but man, is it entertaining. But like, so like the series Settled did, you know, Swampletics, huge series, very entertaining. But man, when he lost everything, that like really mentally weighed on him. Like, I mean, I can't tell you for sure because I don't know him personally, but just what I got from the video where he said that he lost everything, he seemed like really, like that was like really, really hard for him, which of course, you know, but like, I just, right now, the way my life is, I can't imagine a video game being invested so much into a video game that something like that would like make me mentally spiral, you know? And I don't know if I ever want to be there. But part of me is like, you know, will I not achieve what I want to in YouTube if I don't do that, you know? But, you know, maybe I just don't make things like Swampletics, you know? None of my content has really been like, can I achieve this crazy goal in a short amount of time? Like the Iron Man one I'm working on, it is about getting a max cape, but not in like any crazy amount of time. Like, and people have been like, that might take a while. And I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that. I'm okay if the series takes like 10 years, you know, to just like grind it out. I don't think it should take 10 years. Don't get me wrong. I'm being hyperbolic. But, you know, I'm not expecting... I think a lot of people thought I was going to get the max cape in like a month. And I was like, no, I did not think that. I am under no illusion that it's going to be quick. Like, but I'm kind of hoping that, like, you know, it might be a nice long-running series on the channel. You know, every so often, just another episode. Like, I did some more work, and here you go. You know? Yeah, watching them reach their goals is satisfying. We get to see that without having to do the grind. It's true. You almost get, like, it's not, you don't quite get the same dopamine as if you had achieved it yourself, but you almost get, like, secondhand dopamine by watching them hit those goals. I can't imagine some of these guys doing it for fun and not for content. I personally think it just makes great content. Yeah. Otherwise, it's so masochistic. Yeah, I don't know how many people... I mean, maybe people who are at, like, the top of the leaderboards would do that, but your average person, I don't think so. New guy said, we don't have enough how do we have fun playing video makers. We have way too many how to reach X goal or here's how to make money. Do you watch Moist Critical at all? I do a little bit. I've only just kind of gotten more into his content recently. But I have watched a little bit of his stuff. 6, 7, 8. We are so close. We're so close. Probably just one more run of logs, and then we'll be good to go. Celestial said, I mean, for a ton of people, the grinding and journey of the game is fun. I think you're right, Celestial, but I think, like, what we're saying is the kind of grind that YouTubers do, like the amount of grinding that they do in bulk is what most people don't do, you know? Like, how many people did it take, like, years to get max cape because they were just going at a steady pace, just, like, logging in, having fun, you know? But then, like, a YouTuber will get max cape in, like, months because they're just, like, grinding and grinding and grinding 24/7, you know? If you're not playing for fun, then that kind of sounds miserable. I agree, Nitwit. I agree. And honestly, like, towards the end of my thieving grind, I wasn't having fun. Like, the last part of the grind, I wasn't having fun at all. But I wanted to get to the 99 because I had never gotten there before. But I was just like, ugh, this is not fun. I'm not enjoying this. So that's why when I play casually, I just do a little bit here, a little bit there. And it might take a while, you know. I usually only do grinds on like double XP weekends or something like that where I can kind of move a little faster, you know. The grind is more bearable because you move quicker. Celestial said, I purposely search for grindy RPGs for fun. Then I definitely understand why you like old school RuneScape, because that's like right in that niche right there. That's probably, if somebody likes a grindy game, like RuneScape in general, because you do still have to grind in RS3, it's just not as long. But old school RuneScape, I'd be like, play this because you'll love it, because that's basically what the game is. Because like, even if you're not just skilling, if you're doing quests, you kind of have to grind the quests, you know. Doing the quests, like just trying to pump out all the quests, is a grind in itself. Moist recently got all 99s on old school RuneScape. Wow, that's really impressive. Look at the high scores on old school RuneScape. There's more than a page of people with 200 million in every skill. I believe you. A lot of people really go for it and grind. But I do wonder though, I don't know for sure, but I wonder if there are more people like me in RuneScape 3 than there are in old school. I don't know, because you can play old school casually. You just won't get as far, you know, which is true for RuneScape 3 as well. But I feel like you get further playing casually in RuneScape 3 than you would playing casually in old school. So I wonder if, you know, now I'm sure that the leaderboards for RuneScape 3 are massive, but I don't know if it's really comparable because this game is RuneScape, you know. They're still tracking all the stuff from like back in the Zezima days, you know, like it's it's not like old school's only been around for what, 10 years? Has it been 10 years? But this game, RuneScape 3, has been around since what, 2001 or earlier? It's been around for double the time, 20 years. It says on the wiki there are 36,000 players who max cape on old school. A lot of people like grinding for hours. I believe you, but I think I still think YouTubers do way more than those people. Like, because a YouTuber will make a new account and in no time at all will have these amazing feats because they're putting in like 12 hours a day or more on just RuneScape, which most people can't do because they've got jobs and they've got families and blah blah blah. But for YouTubers, it is their job, so they can play for 8 hours and then play more after, you know. The only real grind I focused on was archaeology. Archaeology is fun. I do want to get back into archaeology. I've seen it in other games too, like Roblox and Minecraft servers. You can grind on Minecraft too. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, this should make 2 frames, and then the refined planks that we've had left over should make 1 more frame. So that should be good. Doing the quest is more like a single player game to me. As long as you don't follow a guide, then it's just a chore list, less like a grind. That makes sense. I guess it feels more like a grind when you do like a lot of the quests that aren't so much story focused, like Clock Tower. That one, you know, I could take that or leave it. You know, it's like, okay. Oh, I already have enough. I already have enough frames. So we'll take these and these. No, I don't need another town hall. What am I missing? Oh, man. It has to be oak frames. I'm so mad right now. I'm about to just go do something else. That's so frustrating. I mean, that's my own fault. I didn't pay attention, but... Dang. Oh, man. Well, at least we've got regular frames if we need them for anything. Oh man, Celestial. Oh geez, I never looked before. There's 125 pages of players with 200 XP in every skill in RuneScape 3. That's 3,130 players. That's crazy. But again, you know, to be fair to old school, this game's been around a lot longer. In fact, I think it says more about old school that players have been able to achieve so much in much less time. Does that make sense? Mr. Z said, I met Bella on RuneScape 3, and she's a top 10 hardcore Iron Man, and she died and started over and is doing pretty good again. That's insane to me. Yeah, that's crazy. If you spacebar through quests, you will hate them. I only spacebar through quests I've never done before. I don't spacebar through quests. Wait. I only spacebar through quests I have done before. I don't think that's what I said last time. I don't spacebar through quests I've never done before. I always read those. But I only spacebar through quests where I'm like, okay, I've done this one, you know. Especially if like more story ones, like every time I do Missing Presumed Death, I don't spacebar through, I read it. But stuff like if I ever did Clock Tower again, spacebar, I don't care. But to me, Clock Tower is not really about the story. There isn't even really a story. That one's more of a puzzle and they just kind of came up with some kind of story around it. Unless I'm way off base here and there's some kind of huge story to Clock Tower that I don't know about. But that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. When you do a lot of quests like those, when you're trying to like do all the quests, you're just kind of like, oy, you know? That's when it starts to feel like a grind. Because then you're like, oh my gosh. But doing stuff like the vampire quests or like the Majorat quests, like, those are beautiful. New guy said, and then there's me, who doesn't want to get any post 99 XP if I can avoid it. There's 41 people on Old School RuneScape with max XP, but Old School RuneScape has existed for a bit under half as long, 10 years versus 22 years. 41 versus 3,000 is crazy. It is crazy. But, you know, I still think, like, because we've said Old School is harder, you know. I would be curious how many of those 3,000 were more recently. I'm not saying I know for sure one way or the other, but I would be curious to know, like, how many of those people are more recent additions to that. It has to be most of them, because you know how many times I see announcements like the one that just popped up that you guys can't see, but it says Yagaron has achieved 200 million XP in Dungeoneering. I see that all the time. So, like, I would assume that a lot of those people got those more recently than they did, like, back in 2007. I don't know. I could be very, very wrong. But I would be curious, like, to see how many people got max XP in the first 10 years of RuneScape's life compared to the first 10 years of Old School RuneScape's life. Does that make sense? That'd be interesting data for me to compare. I like my lowest ranked player for his total level placement. Celestial, yeah, in the last 12 years or so, XP rates have been increasing much faster than the first 11 years RuneScape was out. I believe it. I really would like to see that. That'd be interesting data. Like, how many people maxed out in the first 10 years. Because you also have to, like, keep in mind, you know, as the game was changing and evolving, people had to learn, like, okay, what's the meta? Like, how do I level up fast? Whereas now, like, they're still adding things, but there's a lot of stuff where the meta either hasn't changed in years or has only changed slightly throughout the years. So, like, going into Old School RuneScape, I'm sure there were a lot of people who knew the meta already and were like, boom, I know the meta because I remember it from when this skill first came out, you know? And they could just jump through the hoops and get all the way to 99, you know? Whereas, like, as the game was evolving, people were, like, figuring it out and learning the meta and learning all the behind-the-scenes stuff. So that's why I'm curious, because I'd like to know if more people have maxed out in Old School RuneScape than they did in the first 10 years of RuneScape. I wish I was at least getting good woodcutting XPs. XPs? That sounded weird to me. I meant to say woodcutting rates, but I'm not, because I'm level 70 woodcutting and I'm cutting oaks. So, not really doing it for me. All right. It does seem to be going faster because I don't have to hop around as much, which is nice. Celestial said, yeah, when Old School RuneScape released, everyone knew it was going to be a backup of 2007, so they all played with the knowledge of a 2013 player, so tons of people were rushing Waterfall Quest for weeks. I bet. That makes sense. That would be the first thing I would do. Just go do Waterfall Quest. As soon as I logged in and got past Tutorial Island, I'd be like, okay, Waterfall Quest, let's do it. Why are you chopping oaks instead of buying them? I don't know, because this guy doesn't sell oaks in my head. That's a good question, Mr. Z. I don't know. I don't know. Because I'm not as smart as you are, Mr. Z. I really don't know. That's a good point. Because Iron Man is the best way. I'm not even an Iron Man. I'm just doing this. But, like, I don't know. I didn't think of that. I didn't think of it. I think in my head, because this guy didn't sell oak logs or oak planks, I was like, I guess I gotta make them myself. My brain didn't even consider, like, well, just go to the Grand Exchange, buy a ton of oak planks or oak logs, and then just come back. Yeah, didn't even consider that. But now I feel like well, I don't know how much progress I've made. If it's not a lot, I'm about to run to the Grand Exchange. Like, forget it. Because I don't want to sit here doing this all day. I want to do the quest. This is just like prep for the quest. It's not even the quest itself. The secret ingredient is money. That's always the secret ingredient. All right, Grand Exchange, here we come. The best place to chop oaks is near the Varrock Lodestone. I'll remember that next time I actually need to chop oaks. I mean, I think I would be more willing to chop the oaks if I hadn't made the mistake of thinking I needed regular frames and spending so much time on that. If I hadn't wasted so much time getting the wrong frames, I probably would just grind out the oak logs. Not much of a grind. It's a little bit, just a tiny little minuscule grind. All right, buddy. Can I buy planks from here? I don't think so. I can, okay. And I can buy refined oak planks. Let's take, I don't remember how many built a frame. Three builds a frame. And I already have 4 frames. So I need 30 of these. Let's buy 100. Why not? When you don't feel like doing math, just overbuy, and then you'll be fine. Yeah, and if these aren't buying anyway, I'll just buy the oak planks. $2 million? $1 million for... Man, I could be making bank just with oak planks. Who even knew? I had no idea. Okay. Back to our fort. Fort Ford 3. Mr. Z said, the number of times you've chopped logs, you could have just bought like 1K logs and 1K oak logs. They're probably cheap. I could have gotten logs, I guess. I just got planks because I figured it would save me time. I can sell the leftovers, or I can use them to actually train construction. That's what I was thinking. Although I can probably build things with higher level wood, so maybe it's not worth it. One step ahead of me. Now that's smart. Yeah, I do have a good amount of gold, but I didn't earn that. I bought bonds. Because this is not my account where I'm like, I'm going to earn everything through hard work and the sweat of my brow. No. This is the account where I'm kind of like, I'd like to reach max level and play all of the quests. Now, I'm not going to go out and buy, like, a ton of treasure hunter keys and stuff like that. But, you know. That's 6, and then we can use these 3 to make one more. Don't you dare buy biz with that gold. The gold I gave you was for bonds. Was for bonds? Was to buy bonds? Okay, grab these. Yes, to buy bonds. I might buy a bond for my Iron Man account when I start training that again. But I can't accept a bond, right, on my Iron Man account because you have to trade the bond, and you can't trade on an Iron Man. With that much gold, you could afford a single bond right now. LOL, they're stupid expensive. Yeah, especially in RuneScape 3, they're very, very expensive. You can trade bonds on iron. Oh, okay. What is an Iron Man? Nitwit, that's a special game mode, and there's like different levels. The base Iron Man means like you basically, you have to earn everything yourself. So you're not allowed to trade with players. You're not allowed to buy anything on the Grand Exchange because that's like a player auction house. And you're not allowed to pick up items that players drop for you. So you have to do everything yourself. You can buy things from NPC shops, but if an item has been overstocked, like players have sold more items to the shop than the shop would naturally just spawn, then you can't buy any of those items. And I guess that's preventing you from having a friend sell something crazy to a shop and you just buy it from the shop, I'm assuming. The overstock thing isn't a thing in RuneScape 3, only in old school. Okay, gotcha. But that's what Iron Man is. And then there's other levels. So like Ultimate, was it Ultimate Iron Man? Ultimate Iron Man, you can't even use a bank. So you have to keep everything on you. And if you run out of space in your inventory and you need something else, you have to drop something. And then there's Hardcore Iron Man, which is where you can't die. So if you die, I mean, not like you're immortal. You're not allowed to die or else you lose your hardcore status. So if you die even one time, you lose your hardcore Iron Man status, and it drops you down to, I think, Ultimate Iron Man, and then you can't go back. So it's like playing a single-player game while being vulnerable to other players. You're not vulnerable to other players unless you're in the wilderness, because the wilderness is the only PvP area. And you can still interact with other players. Like, you can still talk to other players, and I think you can even still quest with other players. You just can't trade with them. They can't help you. Nobody can provide you anything. You have to create everything yourself. So a lot of people really like that because, especially in RuneScape 3, when you play as an Iron Man, you're not allowed to use like lamps and stuff like that would boost your XP rates faster. So a lot of people like to play as an Iron Man on this game because it kind of it's not as fast and it's not as easy to accomplish things as an Iron Man. New guy said because shop stocks are unique to each player. Gotcha. A single player game with a chat room. You can still do bossing and dungeoneering and stuff as an Iron Man. Yeah. But RS3 is kind of a single-player game with a market, bossing, etc. anyways, in my opinion. It kind of is. There's not a lot of, like, people standing at the Grand Exchange being like, hey, I need such and such. Can somebody help me? Okay, we finally have enough. 10 and all of these. Thank you, Mr. Z, for suggesting that. Yeah, Chapel Tier 1. Okay, I see it over there. Nitwit said, so Iron Man is an orphan simulator. It's an orphan with a chip on their shoulder simulator. An orphan who refuses to accept help because they want to prove they can do it on their own. Like, you do a lot of stuff yourself, more so than other MMOs. Yeah. The value of an Iron Man is that you can earn every drop yourself. You collect supplies and resources yourself instead of farming gold and then buying a ton of stuff the less authentic gaming way. I mean, I would say, like farming gold and buying it is authentic gaming, but it's just a different kind. Like, if you prefer to earn everything by your own hands, then great. Like, then Iron Man does that for you. But if you don't mind, like, if you're like finding ways to like get a bunch of gold and like flip things on the Grand Exchange, like flipping things on the Grand Exchange is kind of a skill unto itself. Like, you have to understand the RuneScape economy. You have to like do research a little bit and like understand what things are selling well that you can flip, you know, what things are buying low but can be turned into something that can sell high, you know. I mean, I think that's a skill in and of itself right there. So I think it's just like what you want out of RuneScape, you know. I think we have to be careful that we don't gatekeep other people's gaming experience and being like, if you didn't make everything by your own hands, that's not like real gaming. You know, it's like, okay. It is. It just might not be as fun for most people to do it that way. And if that was the only way you could get those things, is if you flipped stuff on the Grand Exchange and farmed for gold and, you know, then that'd be one thing. Because then you'd be like, okay, you're making me play a specific way that's not like compatible for everyone's play style, you know. That honestly sounds pretty fun. It is fun. Playing as an Iron Man is fun, and it is more rewarding. Like, you're like, I earned this. Nobody helped me except for some guides, but nobody did it for me. Nobody did any of the work for me. I did all the work myself. Celestial said, yeah, the wording might have been a bit off, but you're skipping content one way and not the other. That's true, but again, I guess it depends also on, like, is someone doing that just so that they can be like, look, I got 99. Aren't I great? Or, like, sometimes I'll skip a grind using gold because I'm trying to get, like, for example, I bought all those oak planks and skipped a little bit of a grind because I just want to play this quest, man. See, I don't want to skip content. Like, I don't want to skip the quest. The quest is really the content I'm trying to get to. But I was like, man, I don't want to chop down all these trees. So I just used the gold I had to buy some, you know what I'm saying? So my goal is not to skip everything and just be like, look, I got level 99. But really, I didn't do anything. I just am like, you know what? I'm going to skip some of the more annoying stuff to get to the stuff I actually want to do, you know? Because there is no point to me if you're just like, if it's just for status, if you just use all your money to get to level 99 to be like, look how good at this game I am. Because then I agree with you. It's like, you're not good at the game. You're just a wealthy person, you know? But if someone's using gold to skip things to get to other things, that's when I'm like, fair enough. Do whatever you want to do. You know, that, to me, that comes back to the enjoy RuneScape how you enjoy RuneScape thing. Mr. Z, you place different value in things, and it's very satisfying to get something. Like simple things such as boot drops from Slayer monsters are fun to get the first time. And then New Guy said it gimps people's game knowledge. Yeah, but again, I guess it depends on what you're skipping, you know, like what I said. I'm not trying to say, like, don't play a main. I just mean it's not experiencing the content behind the drop. But it's totally valid to just buy stuff. I get what you're saying, Celestial. Yeah, that makes sense. And Celestial said, yeah, that sounds like a good way of going about it. New Guy said, yay, got my True Bis amulet. Nice! 180 Master Clue Scrolls is all it took. Nice! GZ, GZ. Oh, and we're done. Beautiful. Okay. Mr. Z said, those same boots, like black boots through rune boots, aren't worth anything, so getting them as drops is poopy. All right. What else? I don't remember what the other one is that we need. Command Center Tier 1. Okay. Yeah. Oak frames. Cool. And stone wall segments. Okay. So we need 12 oak frames. And I think it said 6 stone wall segments. So we'll do the stone wall segments first. We're almost there. Just one more building. And then we can do this quest. And it shouldn't take as long now that we have all those oak planks. So hopefully we can just jump straight to the quest. New Guy said, it's just weird to me when people have best in slot gear but would never be able to actually get the drop. I mean, you helped me get the Bandos gear, and that's exactly I'm wearing Bandos gear right now, but I have never been to a God Wars dungeon in my life. Never once. Not on purpose. I just never felt like I was at the level where I could do it, you know? I think it said I needed 6. You'd be able to get a few kills at God Wars Dungeon 1. Okay, I do want to try it sometime. 6 stonewall segments, okay. And then 12 oak frames. Gotcha. Mr. Z said, part of the problem too, Roy, is that a lot of the gear is dirt cheap now, so that's how people get really good gear. There's no real barrier to entry for bis gear sometimes. And then back in the day, that same gear was so expensive you had to either grind for it or fighting bosses, so you had to really fight for it. New Guy said, I couldn't farm it, but I could get a kill or 3. Well, I'm going to focus on getting my levels up first, and then I'll go in when I can do a little bit better. I haven't done a lot of bossing, but for the same reason, because I never really felt like I had the skills to try it. You know, I know there's a few bosses I could do, but for the most part, I just felt like I haven't been up to snuff, you know, to actually do it. Okay. This is already going much faster. Because we have all these planks. You know what I'm wondering? Because it takes so long to make the frames, I wonder if I should... Oh, I could make a whole other frame with that. I wonder if I should do that and then just do this. New Guy said, you can do God Wars 1 and 1 mechanic I hope I'm saying this right, Arch Glacor easily with level 78 weapon in your armor. Do I need one more plank? Oh, I needed 2 more. So now I need 1 more. Okay. And then after this, I'll make some frames. Celestial said, Giant Mole is a really good learner boss. When you got a full set of level 50 gear, it should be easy enough. I do want to try Giant Mole because that one looks fun. Oh, my friend that Nitwit and I play Minecraft with just messaged me on Discord. Still streaming? I am. His stream must have ended early. His usually goes until like 9, I think. I guess it's kind of close to 9, so he might have just ended it. Mr. Z said, fighting bosses is a good way to just check where you're at, too. You won't really know until you try it. That's true. Mole just takes forever for no reason, sadly. And then Mr. Z said, sometimes you just need to rearrange your abilities, sometimes you need better gear, and of course sometimes your skills are too low. My friend from college is one of my best friends. He taught me something very important because a fun fact about me, I was kind of late to gaming in general. No, not gaming in general, but I was kind of late to a lot of mainstream gaming because I wasn't allowed to have we were only allowed to have Nintendo consoles in our house when I was growing up because my parents were afraid that if we got like an Xbox or something, then we'd play violent video games. Which now I mean, my parents meant well, but now I'm kind of like, well, just don't buy us violent video games. You know, you're completely, when we're young, you are completely in charge of, oh, Dradion just followed me. That's my friend. Thank you. Thank you, Dradion, for following me. But yeah, my first, like, non-Nintendo console was a PS3, and I got that when I turned 18. And I think they had already come out with the PS4, but that's why I got the PS3, because the PS4 was, the PS3 was dirt cheap because the PS4 had come out. So I'm kind of behind on a lot of things, but in college, so like, for example, I can't play something like Call of Duty because I would just get smoked, because everyone has like been playing first person shooters since they were like 5, and I'm just now playing, you know, and so like everyone else, I could get better and better, but I feel like everyone else is just already so far ahead of me that it's just not fun because I just get smoked, you know. So there's lots, I'm kind of like intimidated to play multiplayer like with other people where it's like, you know, competitive like that, like Call of Duty or something like that. I still am, but I really was at the time. And so I started playing League of Legends, and my friend wanted to play with me in matches, but I was like, no, I'm not ready to get in matches. Like, I'm not ready to do that. I'm gonna get crushed. And I was playing with bots all the time, and he was like, man, he was like, you're not gonna get better if you just keep playing with bots. He was like, so you just need to do it. Just jump in and do it. And you might get crushed, but the only way to get better is to play against real people. And just jump in and just go for it. And that has stuck with me. Like, even still, I'll be a little intimidated to jump into a multiplayer game like that. But I remember what he said, and I'm like, you know what? You just got to jump in and do it. You just got to do it, or else you won't get better. Because no bots that I've played with ever play like real people. Like, they're not as fast. They're not as hard to read. You know, like, bots are easier to predict. Nitwit, was that me or am I tripping? You might have told me that, but it was my friend from college. His name is Jordan. That's when he told me that, it really stuck with me because I was just scared. Like, it wasn't, I don't even know if it was really I was using the excuse of like, I'm just not good enough yet, But it was really, I was just scared of just being crushed and letting my team down. You know, it's League of Legends is a team game, so I was really worried about letting my team down and people being mad at me. But it's like, you know what, when you're new, like, who cares? Just do your best and just try to be better. You know, they might be mad at you, but you have to start somewhere. Everybody starts somewhere. Let's see, I'm scrolling up because I'm way behind. New guy said it's decent to learn a few things, I guess, about bossing. Celestial said, by the way, does anyone here know of a consistent way to zoom in and out on mobile RuneScape 3? It doesn't want to understand I'm pinching to zoom out. I've never had problems with zooming. I just pinch to zoom. So maybe you're encountering a glitch or something. I've had very minimal interactions with mobile. I just don't like it as a platform for games other than maybe MTG Arena. I don't think mobile is the best way to play RuneScape. I think it's genius that they did it, because there are times where I'm just laying in bed next to Amy and we're watching TV and I just pull up RuneScape on my phone, you know? I'm not going to go grab a laptop, you know? Like, it's just so easy to just pull it up on my phone and just do grinding or something, you know? It's very nice. I would never, like, main on a phone. What I mean by that is, like, that's my main way to play. I wouldn't do that, but it is a really nice way to just play casually. I've played on the road before, like on a road trip. I've played RuneScape on my phone, which is really nice. You can't easily do that on a computer. I'm sure you could figure it out, but it wouldn't be easy to do. Celestial said, I recently learned where and what to do for Archglacor 1 mechanic for the boss shard for the cape. New guy said, oh no, violence. I know. They didn't like, when they found out RuneScape had magic in it, they kind of panicked a little bit. But then after a while, I think they were like, okay, it's fine. It's fine. I was like, this magic is so cartoony in the first place. If necromancy had been a thing when I was a kid, they definitely would not have let me play RuneScape. They would have been like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Raising the dead, not my boy. Not my boy. The only console I've ever owned was a GameCube. The GameCube was a great console. Great console. And it seems like it's gotten more love in hindsight than it did at the time. Not like people hated it at the time, but it just didn't sell well. Don't know why. I seem to remember it was like $100 at the time. Maybe that was late in its life. I think when I got mine, it was like $100. And as a kid, I thought that was a lot. Look at me now. I bought my PS5 for $1,000. 10 times as much. There are violent video games on every Nintendo console. There are. So, like, I played Metroid Prime, which is a violent game. But they were okay with it because it wasn't, like, gory, like, in their perspective. Like, there wasn't blood shooting everywhere, and maybe because I wasn't killing humans, they were, like, okay with it. I don't know, but they didn't see it as big of a deal. Maybe they saw it as more, like, cartoony violence, and so it wasn't as, like, bad for them. I don't know. New guy said, I've never had a console. Mouse, keyboard, all the way. The one thing I'll say about a console is you rarely encounter issues like what I had with Fallout 3, where it just wouldn't run. And if something doesn't run on a console, the console usually tells you exactly what's wrong. You know, it's like, this is the problem, you know? Whereas, like, with a PC, it's more like the Wild West. If it doesn't work, you kind of have to just troubleshoot for a while and be like, okay, and then you run into my situation where I was troubleshooting for a full month with the official Bethesda support and only just now was able to find the solution. So that is something about consoles, is usually you get a more, like, guaranteed performance, you know, to a certain extent. Like, usually the game's gonna run, at least. It's gonna open, you know? But, you know, and with PC, it's kind of like, it depends on your settings, it depends on your specs, it depends on how your computer feels that day. It depends on the weather. It depends on, and there's all these things that could cause your gaming to not go right. But you can get a much better performance, obviously. So there's that. See, I've never had a console, mouse, and keyboard all the way. Yeah, see, because I've played on consoles, I'm not as experienced on mouse and keyboard. So I'm getting better, though. I'm getting better. First time I played Counter-Strike Source, I spent the first couple months getting smoked. Sounds about right. Multiplayer PvP has some very must-win at any cost people. Yeah, a lot of sweaty people in multiplayer. Mr. Z, I'm looking forward to you playing Rocket League because I still struggle with that. Whenever I get better and move up the ranks, I get destroyed for a little while. Yeah, I hope I actually get better because the goal of the video is to try to get better in a month's time. And I'm really hoping, like, if I don't make a notable improvement, then I'm going to have to, like, move it to, like, okay, 2 months, because, like, if I only, like, get to 1 rank up, then I'm going to be like, well, that wasn't very much, League of Legends is toxic even when you get familiar with the game. Every online game can be toxic. That's true. I mean, we've talked a lot about how toxic RuneScape can be. Not everyone in RuneScape is toxic, obviously, but there are definitely toxic people in the RuneScape community. Nitwit said, everybody starts somewhere is such a powerful sentiment. Everyone needs to suck before they become good. That's one thing also that draws me to Rocket League is just physics. So literally, and I've heard someone say this before, literally nobody was like incredible at Rocket League when it started because you had to learn the physics and the controls. Because it's not something like a first-person shooter where if you're good at a first-person shooter, you're probably good at any first-person shooter, But Rocket League was different where it was just a physics-based soccer game. So you had to become good at Rocket League to be good at Rocket League. So everybody it's kind of like a great equalizer. When everybody starts, they're all kind of bad, and you just have to improve. Celestial said, if it's a glitch, then that is crazy. It's been a thing since my old phone, and it's not a thing on old school RuneScape, so I know it's not the hardware. Yeah, I don't know. Very religious household? Yes. So that probably explains a lot. I mean, like, I can't fault them too much. Like, they were trying their best. There was a lot of, especially when I was a kid, I mean, probably forever, but there was a lot of, fear-mongering sounds mean, but maybe it's true. There was a lot of fear-mongering in the Christian community when I was growing up about, like, the littlest things, like Pokemon, that people were like, Pokemon is demonic. Like, someone with authority, right, in the Christian community was like, Pokemon is demonic. And then just a ton of parents just took their word on that. And they were like, I believe you. And then, like, a lot of Christian kids weren't allowed to play Pokemon, me included. So that's probably part of the reason that I don't really like turn-based RPGs, because I haven't really had much experience with them. Because I wasn't allowed to play Pokemon. Obviously, now I can do whatever I want. But I just haven't played Pokemon, really. I bet Diablo would have been a hard sell. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. My parents would have been like, a game literally about Satan? Unless you're killing Satan with the word of God, you ain't playing that game. Not in my house. Celestial, nah, I'm talking blood and gore too, and swearing, sometimes even sexual games. I don't think my parents knew about those games. I think when my parents thought of Nintendo, they thought of Mario and, Kirby and colorful and, cartoony. I don't think they knew Nintendo was selling games like that. And it's just people only see the first-party games, which are usually for kids on Nintendo. Yeah, that's all my parents saw. Bug said, I was MIA for a bit, had to do laundry. No worries, Bug. You got to do what you got to do. Who do I have to talk to? Aster in the town hall. Aster? No, sorry. That's terrible. Hello, Aster. Let me catch up on chat. I really want to. My first real game was Age of Empires. I haven't played that one. Bug said, man, the UI for RuneScape makes me so nostalgic. I used to play it with my bro when I was 5 or 8 years old. Listen to Atreyu while leveling strength, lol. Mr. Z said, you'll definitely get better. Do you have a specific rank in mind? I don't really. I think I'd like to get to silver, which is kind of low, but, you know, I'm like almost completely new at Rocket League. I've played a little bit, but not much at all. So I think I'd like to get to silver. Bug, I didn't comment on your comment, but I'd like to. RuneScape is very nostalgic to me. Like, even RuneScape 3, like, there's just so much about it that I'm just like, it brings me back to when I was a kid. I love it. Mr. Z said, yeah, it doesn't translate from other games very well, lol. It's also pretty damn fair. The only real differences are the car hitboxes. There aren't 500 different roles, maps, etc. Yeah. New guy said, last year I saw a video of a pastor saying RuneScape is the devil. I didn't even know the Christian community knew about RuneScape. That surprises me. So it's still around. Celestial said, I knew a kid whose parents actually believed that, lol. I was so disappointed and kind of felt bad for them. They clearly didn't do any research. Or, like, the only research they did was, like, other Christian people being like, the Pokemon... I think if I remember right, what my parents said was, like, the Pokemon were named after, like, gods from another religion or something, and Pokemon was trying to convert children. And I'm like, okay. Well, first of all, like, I don't know. Like, there are dogs named Zeus, right? But I'm not going to I'm not going to meet that dog and be like, you know what? It's the Greek religion. That's the one that I'm going to be a part of today. That's not how that works. I probably wouldn't have even known. Like, most kids wouldn't even know. And I don't even think it's true. I'm pretty sure it's not true. I think the names of the Pokemon are just based off of, like, they're puns, aren't they? Aren't the names of Pokemon just puns? Anyway, so that's not even true. But even if it was, how would I know that they were the names of gods in another religion? And then on top of that, how would I have the presence of mind to change my own personal religion as like a 10-year-old based on the name of a Pokemon? It just doesn't make any sense. That whole line of thinking doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know. Plenty of kids have heard Jesus, but they're not Christians. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not how that works. Anyway. New guy said, turn-based for me is Heroes of Might and Magic. I haven't played those either. But I've heard a lot of people really enjoy them. Mr. Z said, oh yeah, you can get to silver. I believe in you. I can also give you tips and stuff unless you don't want me to backseat. No, I'd love to have tips. Honestly, I wish I could afford to, like, pay a coach to help me through the whole thing. Bug said, the satanic panic in the 80s did a lot of damage to the concept of games and fantasy as a whole. It really did. Lord of the Rings and Chronicles of Narnia got dicey for a while too. Like, I think Stranger Things kind of, like, tackled that problem in a really interesting way. Like, they were so certain that Eddie, not to spoil Stranger Things for you, but they were so certain that Eddie was the murderer just because he ran a D&D group. And it's like, that makes no sense. Like, it's just a game. Like, that doesn't make any sense at all. New guy said, in the 80s it was metal music, then it's games. Every new unknown thing is the devil. Yeah, religion seems like it's done more harm than good, not gonna lie. Oh man, there've been a lot of people who don't live up to their religion. Several religions, not just Christianity. There've been plenty of people who claim to be a part of a religion and did not live up to it. Live up to the ideals that religion supposedly holds, you know. Mr. Z said, it's been a long time since I've been in silver, but just trying to go as fast as you can in free play and just hitting the ball around will help a ton. I always try to warm up in free play first. Mr. Z, just being able to hit the ball and play faster than other players will get you there for sure. And I think learning the rotations, like, I think one of the biggest things I learned was don't just go for the ball. Like, like kind of like give your teammates space, learn the rotations, only go for it when it's your turn to rotate in. Now at lower ranks, your teammates won't like kind of let you rotate in. Like they'll also be just going for the ball, but I've learned like it's still better. Like it's still better for me if I try to rotate, even if my teammates aren't rotating. Bug said fanatical people cause damage a lot. Most often they aren't actually following the tenets of their religion, but their idea of the rules. Exactly. Honestly, I don't care like what religion you are. Like most religions, if people actually followed what their religion taught, they wouldn't do like half the things that people have done in history in the name of their religion or in the name of their gods. You know, like it just wouldn't have happened if they had actually like followed what their religion taught. But anyway, Mr. Z said, that's a good mindset to have in Rocket League. Rotations are important, but I don't know if there are much rotations in Silver. It's just kind of dudes slamming the ball. Yeah, but I still feel like it's still like, I don't know. I feel like it would still be like polite, you know, for me to treat them with the kind of like respect that I would want as a player, even if they're not going to do it, you know? And they might not know, you know, they might not know about the rotations, but, just slamming the ball has got some merit and technique. I see what kind of Rocket League player you are, Bug. We have received an urgent request. I've just been standing here not starting this quest, but I get caught up talking to you guys, and I love it. Like, really, the game is like just a way for me to talk to you guys. It's part of the reason I started the Discord server, so that we can talk outside of this. And I've even thought about, like, maybe if I'm playing a game casually, I might stream it on the Discord server and just talk to you guys while I just play a random game. You know, and it wouldn't be an official stream, and my face might not be in it, but, you know, just hang out with you guys while we game. Like, I like that idea. Okay. Maybe distressing. What is it? King Rold requests we host a banquet at Fort Forden 3 to commemorate your appointment as a duchess. The royal family will be in attendance, as well as select members of nobility. That doesn't sound particularly distressing. Pardon me, your grace, but have you met the other dukes and duchesses? The Misthalinian nobility? That was tough. Or the queen, for that matter. Yeah, she's a real piece of work. I did meet her at the beginning of the other quest. She is not nice. Why do we need to throw a dinner party for the king again? It is customary for all newly appointed nobles of your station to do so. Still, the political machinations of the nobility are not a matter to be taken lightly. Be prepared for backstabbing, betrayal, underhanded deals, and a plethora of sarcastic jabs and passive-aggressive remarks. All right, I'll bear that in mind. I can't deny the appeal. The thrill of political intrigue, seduction, ambition, and scandal does pique my interest. Seduction? What's going on here? Aren't we just throwing on a party for the king? What's going to happen at this party? Geez, she's going to throw a real rager. Rager? Sorry. I can't let those slip by. It's the backdrop of volumes 12 through 17 of Murder in Arduine, the best mystery series in Gielinor, I'll have you know. Hopefully our soiree involves less bloodshed than the one in volume 14. I'm sure it'll be fine. With your leadership, I'm confident it shall. There are several preparations that must be made in order for us to accommodate a banquet of this magnitude. We will need to construct a kitchen for the fort, recruit a building manager, and gather supplies. Speak with Bill. I believe he has plans for a kitchen extension to the town hall. Great. I'm glad I did all that building so that I could do a quest where I have to do some building. I mean, it makes sense. You have to get your fort to a certain spot, but then, like, the quest is like, now it's time to build your fort. And I'm like, that's all I've been doing, is just building the fort. I shall look into recruiting a building manager for the new kitchen and direct our staff to gather produce from the local area. I'll speak to Bill then. He should be at the workshop as usual. All right, time to go talk to Bill. The game is a pretext. Exactly, new guy. Bug said, I've only watched people play Rocket League, not a player myself. But the few times I tried, I had a hard time just getting to the ball, let alone aiming it well. Yeah, it takes some getting used to. Mr. Z said, yeah, it is. There's a lot of very, very subtle mechanics. The speed of the game is very fast, too. It moves quick. Bug said, also just wanted to let you know how much I enjoyed your old school versus RuneScape 3 videos. They made me laugh so much and got me back into RuneScape altogether. Thank you, Bug. I really appreciate that. That really means a lot to me. And I hope that the RuneScape stuff I'm coming out with now will live up to that series. That series, I've said this before, it kind of got away from me. Like, I didn't plan it out as well as I should have. And it seemed to change every episode. And as much as I'm proud of that series, I don't know if I'm really going to continue it the way it was. I've got some ideas for doing something like that. But I think that series, it's not gone, because like I said, it's going to evolve, but it won't look like that anymore. Unless I start making the new stuff and people are like, boo, we hate this. Like, go back, do the other stuff. Then I'll be like, okay, I'll do the other stuff again. Mighty Owl 252 said, long time no see, Marcus. I'm Pat, by the way. Changed my display name. Hi, Pat. Good to see you. Thanks for coming back. Bug said, I can't remember which episode it was, but one of your edits for the witch quest where you drop a cabbage in a cauldron made me laugh so much. Your humor is what did it for me personally. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm definitely trying to keep humor going. In fact, I'm really proud of most of the jokes in the Why I Prefer RuneScape 3 video. That was the first video on my channel, I think, that was completely scripted out. And that's one of the changes I'm making moving forward, is that the majority of my content is going to be scripted. So it's there's going to be more thought into like the jokes and like the stuff I'm saying and what goes behind it. But I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Pat said, I was last watching your Metroid Prime 2 playthrough. That's right. Yes, I remember. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. Mighty Owl 252 is a great screen name. Good choice. Good choice. Not that Pat isn't good, but that's just a really epic screen name. Mr. Z said, oh, I remember that. Hi, Pat. Yeah, you guys came in around the same time. Mr. Z, talk about mortar on... Moida. Talk about Moida on the Boida. Hey there, mate. Oh, sorry. He said, hey there, mate. I mean, your grace. No, I'm not going to do a terrible British accent. Aster told me we need to host a party for some bigwigs coming over from the capital. Several of the kingdom's nobility will be attending, apparently, as well as the king and queen themselves. Blimey! Blimey! It'll take quite the kitchen to cook a feast worthy of that lot. Luckily, I've been drawing up some blueprints for a kitchen extension to the town hall. This should be just what we need. Take a look at the table and see what you think. Thanks, Bill. All right. What do we need? Is it miscellaneous? No, lodestone. We already did that. Workshop, town hall, chapel, town hall, command center, guardhouse, kitchen. Oh, but I have to start with tier 1. Oak frames and stone wall segments. You love to see it. You love to see it. Australians everywhere just cringed. I wasn't trying to do Australian, but it did kind of come out like that. That's not a knife. This is a knife. Pulls out a scimitar. We were along for quite the journey. You were, Mr. Z. I feel like not a lot of people tuned in for that, but I was really proud of that accomplishment, getting all the way through that game without dying. I was concerned. For those who don't know, I played Metroid Prime 2 recently, well, a few months ago, and I gave myself the challenge that if I died even once while I was playing, then I'd have to delete my save file and start all the way over. It was basically a hardcore permadeath challenge. But I did it. I hadn't even beaten that game before in my life, because as a kid I wasn't able to beat it. But I did beat it and I didn't die. So, and Mr. Z was there. Mr. Z was there the day I beat the game. So I remember that. That was a good day. Okay, we need 6. We already have 3, so that works out. And then later we'll work on the oak frames. Okay. Bug said, have to call it a night, but have a good rest of the stream. Good luck with the quest. Thank you, Bug. Thank you so much for dropping by. I really appreciate it. Okay, we're going to have way more than we need, but that's okay. All right, all right. Mr. Z said, haha, yeah, I remember you being worried about dying in that last stretch and starting all the way over. Because I was like, if I make it this far, where I'm like almost done with the game, and then die, I'd be so mad. I'd be furious. Okay. Make some of these babies. Let me see if Amy has texted me. No text from Amy. Oh, yes, I did. She sent me a picture from Bob's Burgers of Louise. Let me see if I can show you. Of Louise. And it says, my daddy's in there. She and I love watching Bob's Burgers. It's like one of our comfort shows. All right, we'll take these. By the way, Mr. Z, I name your old school character in my Iron Man video because you were tagging along with me when I was doing a few of the things. And so in the voiceover, I say, and I went to do this with my friend Pie Captain. So your character gets a nice little shout out in my next video. It was when we went to the, I couldn't remember exactly what. It was when we went to the Stronghold of Security. That's what it was. Let's see. Let me actually do some math here. It takes 3 to make 1 frame. And we have 2, 3. We have 12, 13, 14. So we need 18. Cementing into the annals of Marcus Hooper history. True. That's true. You will now be like in the official canon of Marcus Hooper's videos. So we need 18. And that would be, let's see. When my teachers in school were like, you need to learn this stuff because you're not going to have a calculator with you all the time. Well, don't they look stupid? And so do I when I have to count on my fingers. I was never good at math. So I need to get 4 more. Okay? And it takes 4 of these, right? So I need to get 16 planks. I don't know if I have enough space, but let's see. 16. Yeah, I didn't have enough space. I didn't want to count the empty spaces. So we can make 3. It's longer to use a calculator than to do the calculations in your mind sometimes. True, but I never really do anything that takes that, you know. And like I'm so bad at math that like it honestly is really slow when I just try to be like, okay, and then blah blah blah. And then also my math skills, I wasn't good at math to begin with, but then my math skills have deteriorated because I've just been using a calculator all the time on my phone. So it's, you know, that those abilities have left me, because the last time I took an actual math class was my senior year in high school, because I took a dual credit. I can't even speak English apparently. I took a dual credit class that also counted as a college credit, and then my degrees only required 1 credit of math. So after I did that my senior year, I didn't have to take a math class again. So it's been a long time. Long time. So I haven't really had to do Marcus ditched English class. Even reading your comment, Mr. Z, I couldn't do it. My tongue is like starting to slow down. Does that happen to anyone else? When it gets late, your tongue just starts to like slow down and you can't speak properly? Marcus ditched English class too. Apparently I did, Mr. Z. Apparently I did. Didn't get his English credit. I'm not speaking ooh-woo, I'm just tired. Can I make that a shirt? Should I make merch? Should I make a shirt that says I'm not speaking ooh-woo, I'm just tired? That would be great. I'd buy a shirt like that. Okay, 6. I think that's all we need. Mr. Z said, I do that all the time. I'm just messing with you. I speak before I form the thought. Yeah, that happens to me too often. More so when I'm tired. Like, the later it gets, the more that happens. Okay, kitchen. And it's built onto the townhouse, right? Not the townhouse. This area. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Building. Read note on cabbage dummy. What? What is this? Has a note from Aster attached to it. It appears to document all the benefits of adding a kitchen to your fort. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Mr. Z said, I have a small form of a stutter too, because I often will get excited and speak too fast. I definitely do that sometimes, which is annoying because I don't I don't have a stutter really. Like, you know how some people, like, they can't help it. They could speak slowly and they'd stutter too. I don't have a stutter like that, but I'm like you, where sometimes I get ahead of myself and I start to stutter. And it's really annoying to, like, when I do it. It's annoying to me. I'm coming over. Little reference to the last murder mystery quest. Really? On the... Oh, yeah. The one piercing note. Yeah. I thought that too. It looked like the like bait that you set out for the monster in one piercing note. And I won't say anything else. I shouldn't have even said that. That's a little too spoilery, because that's a great quest. I love one piercing note. One piercing note. That's a great quest to turn on the music, because I really like the choral singing in the abbey. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna be dyeing my hair blue this weekend for the for the work thing that we're doing next week. So I'm thinking about posting pictures on my Instagram, but I'll also post pictures on the Discord. So another reason to join the Discord server. Again, let me know if the link, can someone tell me if the link to the Discord server is in the description of this stream? Because if it's not, then I want to add it just so you guys can have it. There we go. Yeah, I see it. Okay, good. Level 59. Nice. This really is a great way to level up construction. How does dyeing your hair blue help? With work? We're doing a thing for the kids next week, and I'm gonna be playing a character called Buddy. And he's like kind of wacky. He's real wacky and goofy. In fact, I have here. I'll show you his costume. I have it right here. Here it is. Not that part. This part. So like this jacket, he wears this coat. It's actually a Joker coat from The Dark Knight, but I liked the bright purple, and I like the red lining on the inside. So he wears this jacket and he wears this shirt, which I don't know if you can see, but it's got purple and blue stripes on it, and then he wears this blue bow tie. So I'm gonna dye my hair blue to kind of accent with the costume. So, all I'm saying is, I better get a raise. I better get a raise after that. But I'm doing it for the kids. Okay, hey Bill, what should we do next? What's next on the agenda? Where did the lumber yard go? I guess I don't need to talk to Bill. What do I need to do next? Talk to Aster. Thank you. Amazing. Maybe I should wear the costume next time I stream. Hey, Aster, sorry. I have contacted several promising candidates for the new building manager position. Might I recommend my sister Bianca? Okay. It's me, Mighty Owl. Oh, hi. Hello. She's highly skilled cook. Can I chat while I'm in the thing? Hey. Good to see you. Sounds good to me. Oh wait, I'm gonna add you as a friend. Add friend. Ooh. Haha, there we are. We're friends. Like I said before, I love adding people as friends. I like having friends on this game. Because then, you know when each other are online, you can play together. You can have a friends chat. I love having a friends chat. There was one time I played RuneScape on stream, and I had a bunch of people talking to me in friends chat and in the stream chat. And I loved that. I was like, this is great. I love that people are talking to me in game, and I love that people are talking to me over the stream. There's a poisonous holy hawk gathered from the local fauna and a large quantity of meat of dubious origin. Let's hope our guests bring additional supplies with them. Gifts of food and drink are customary, so what we have gathered thus far should suffice. I took the liberty of sending invitations ahead of time. Meet me by the front gates when you are ready to greet our guests. Okay. Let's go greet the guests. There's nothing else I have to do, right? Oh, it says I need to talk to Aster. Oh, but I already did. Didn't she want me to meet her out here? I thought she did. Unless I just already wasn't paying attention. Okay, Aster. What did I miss? Tell me again. Tell me again, Aster. You should find means to continue our soiree in the courtyard, Your Grace. Oh, I have to click on that. Gotcha. Yes, I would like to continue. We are prepared to start the banquet, Your Grace. I believe I hear the king's retinue approaching. They should be here in but a moment. Here they come. Look at that guy. Oh, that's the queen. Oh, I'm sorry, queen. Look at her walk. Duchess Christerin, there you are. Welcome to Fort Fordenthry, Your Majesty. Skip the pleasantries, Duchess. We need to talk about the lax security along the King's Road. Our retinue were beset by cultists less than a mile from your gates. I have a feeling our retinue has now patrolled that route more times than your troops. We do not currently have any troops stationed here, Your Majesty. A fort in the wilderness with no guards? Be thankful that we brought several of our own with us. Not that it was enough to save the wine. They took the wine. I did warn you that such a large convoy would draw attention, my love. It is a feast, Roald. Fordenthry is hardly known for its bountiful harvests. If I must share my table with these people, we can at least bring the mead. Should we be concerned about these cultists targeting the banquet? Ha! I'd like to see them try. I don't believe so. They were little more than vagabonds, though they bore the mark of Zamorak. Unfortunately, we did lose some of our supplies in the attack. May I ask who accompanies you this evening? This is Simon, the royal wine taster. Pleasure to meet you. And the Flower of Lumbridge, Iris Ruthven, attending on behalf of Duke Horatio. I'm so excited to be here. My horoscope told me that tonight's party would be one for the history books. Well, it is a quest, so... I'm not sure why you're throwing a party for books, but I bet they'll have a wonderful time. Good one. Good one. Pleasure to meet you both. Please make your way inside. The other guests will join us shortly, and our new kitchen manager should be here any second. Okay. Here they come. Introducing our new kitchen manager and my dear sister, Bianca. Nepotism at work, folks. Nepotism at work. Aster, it's been too long. It certainly has. How are you faring, Bee? Times have been difficult since I was fired from my previous job. I really put my foot in it. What happened? Let's just say there was a bit of a tumble, and half the soup I had prepared for dinner ended up on Lord Muse and his wife. They were less than impressed. Welcome to Fort Fordenthry. You must be Duchess Christerin. It's an honor to make your acquaintance. It seems as though we're already behind schedule. I'd better get to work. In the meantime, I believe we have more guests approaching. Wow, this is really going to be a big shindig. Introducing Duke Colehorse, Lord Rhodey Midas, and Princess? Welcome to Fort Fordenthry, Your Grace. Yes, I don't need to hear this spiel. Duchess Christerin, I assume? I'm certain you already know who I am. Mr. Z said, I thought she was going to say, didn't you hear? I put my foot in the food. Guess that would get you fired, wouldn't it? You're the Duke of Edgeville. Indeed I am. Cole Augustus Horse, Duke of Edgeville. Remember that name. Please forgive my dear fiancé. It's been a long day and his patience is wearing thin. Not that he had much to begin with. Rodney. Yes, that's my name, darling. Rodney Midas. Midas? Midas. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Christerin. What a lovely little readout you have here. It's very homely. Bleak and dreary, more like it. Poor princess is practically cowering in fear. Happy barking. I suggest you join the king and queen inside the town hall. Our final arrival should be here any moment. Ella and Roald are already here, eh? Ha! I bet they'll be overjoyed to see me. Especially Ella. Oh, here comes somebody else. Introducing our final guest, Duchess Hyatt of Lumford. Whatever that means. Let's get through this as quickly as possible, shall we? You're Duchess Christerin. I'm Alba Hyatt, retired knight, Duchess of Lumford. Pleasure to meet you, so on and so forth. Okay. Now can you kindly direct me to the wine so I can get some drinks in before the circus arrives? The Zamorakians stole it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You are the last to arrive, Your Grace. Our other guests are already inside. Oh, for the love of Sarah Doman. In that case, perhaps you could direct me to the nearest dragon so that I'm maybe put out of my misery. Jeez. Oh, I feared that wouldn't be in keeping with the spirit of the banquet, Your Grace. Shame. Suppose I'd best get this over with then. Number 15 Burger King foot lettuce. Burger King foot lettuce. Redoubt, a temporary fortification. It's a new word for me, too. I'd never heard of that word. Fancy. That is the last of our guests. Do not say I didn't warn you. We've got this. Bianca and myself will prepare the feast. I advise you take this opportunity to converse with our guests. Remember, all eyes are upon us. This is our formal introduction to the Misthalinian political scene. To put it plainly, don't mess it up. All right, jeez. I'll try. Oh, here's some of them. Hello. I heard the cook is making hollyhock sorbet for dessert. How Wait, did you say hollyhock? Isn't it incredibly poisonous? Not necessarily, darling. The plant itself is poisonous, but the roots are perfectly safe to consume when boiled. In fact, it's quite the delicacy. Supportive barking. Princess is the best character in RuneScape, not gonna lie. How on Gielinor do you know that? My second wife taught me. She was a master alchemist after all. Sadly, she accidentally poisoned herself brewing mushroom tea. That sounds like quite a novice mistake for a master alchemist. She was colorblind, my dear, and couldn't tell the blue-spotted bitter caps from the green-spotted ones. It was truly tragic. So Duke Horse will be your, third marriage? Oh, there were several more in between. I'm afraid I may have lost count. Eager barking. Princess, no! Oh, blast it, she's run off to the kitchen. This is why I'm more of a cat person. Don't all jump to stop her now, just leave it to me, as always, it's fine. I suppose I'll come with you. I need to bring the appetizers I brought to the kitchen. This guy's weird. Simon? He's a bit odd. I'll speak to this group now. What's this I hear about the king getting a special dish for his appetizer? His Majesty is unable to consume the entree Duchess Alba brought. Therefore, if the king is having it, I want it as well, with extra garlic. Make it happen. Pardon me, Your Grace, but the dish does not have... You don't think I'm good enough to eat the same food as the king, do you? Just make him the dish, Aster. By all means, Your Grace, the good Duke shall have what he requests. I'm pleased you managed to see reason. Spoken to 2 out of 3 groups. They moved to the kitchen. Where's the king and queen? Where'd they run off to? Oh, king! Oh, queen! Where did they go? Over here? No. These just look like the regular NPCs that are supposed to be here. Where'd they run off to? Is there a second floor that I didn't see? Upstairs, gotcha. Oh, okay, there it is. Ascend. There they are. I didn't expect to see Lord Rhodey here. Your Majesty, is it true that you and he... Enough, Iris. Excuse me, I'd like to discuss the supplies you brought. Is this a bad time? Not at all, please continue. Oh, it's you. Beatrice, is it? Bianca, Your Majesty. Ah, right. I have high expectations for the feast tonight. Don't disappoint me. I hate this lady. Of course. Please allow me to take these supplies through to the kitchen. I wonder how the banquet preparations are going. I should speak to Aster. Descend. Hello, Aster. How's the banquet coming along? The feast is ready to be served. Shall I call our guests to the table? Yes, let's start the feast. Thank you for inviting us to this fine fort of yours, Duchess Christerin. Fine fort? It looks like a wayward sneeze would topple it. This is what will protect us from the dangers beyond the wall? Edgeville alone faces incursions on a weekly basis. My people need, nay, deserve far better. Should I say I don't see you offering any support? Or should I say I'm doing the best I can? None of these options seem like they'd be totally cordial. I'm just gonna say I'm doing the best I can because it doesn't insinuate issues on his part, which I feel like I should be making friends. I'm doing the best I can with what resources I have at my disposal. They are very optimistic in their hovels. Yes, they are. I'd say they've done quite well for themselves, given our king tasked this of them, yet offered nary a stone nor hammer to actually build this place. Watch yourself, Alba. No, I don't believe I will. Don't think I've forgotten what you did during the famine, how Lumford's food stores were seized by the capital while our people went hungry. I sent multiple requests to open conversation on the topic, none of which were returned. My hand was forced. I apologize profusely for not responding to the demand to surrender half our grain stores. How dare I? That you had grain stores at all speaks of the excess food Lumford hoarded while the capital starved. So, Duchess Christerin, I heard that you're a renowned adventurer. Surely you have a tale you can share with us. I have a few. Fade to black. Amazing! I'm like, I beat all the free-to-play quests. And they're like, wow! Cough. I was also quite the accomplished warrior back in my day. Queen Elimaria threw everything into her adventures, foregoing all else. She left herself no time for rest, recreation, her relationships. Don't you dare cough. He's coughing a lot. Duke Horse rises shakily to his feet, his coughing worsening. Uh-oh. Oh, I know this game. A play. 5 words. Cough. Worried barking. You all right, dear? You're shaking. Oh. Cole! Should I get him some water? I do believe he's dead. Lock down the fort, now. This is madness. Look at the discoloration of his skin. The way he acted, this wasn't a natural death. No, it wasn't. I know poisoning when I see it. You seem suspiciously familiar with poison. My first husband was a mortician until he tripped and fell into the cremator. And now the late Duke has died in equally suspicious circumstances. Are you suggesting I did this? If the Duke was indeed poisoned, the only people with access to the meal or his person are in this very room. What if the supplies were poisoned before they were brought here, or the dessert was not prepared correctly? Each of you ate the same banquet as him, did you not? Am I going to die? Calm down, Lady Ruthven. We have a murderer in our midst, of that I am certain. An attack on a Duke of Mistalin is an attack on the kingdom itself. Nobody leaves until we know who or what we're dealing with. Duchess Christerin, this heinous act took place within your walls. You have until sunrise to discover the perpetrator's identity and see that they are dealt with. If you cannot, and the fort is deemed unsafe, that could have serious consequences. Do not fail us. It could have been you, Queen. Are you serious? It would appear my many years of experience analyzing mystery novels may be put to practical use. Oh, that comes full circle. I'm glad I have your support. Together, I'm confident we can solve this heinous crime. Our guests have disseminated throughout the fort, though it took some convincing on Rodney's part. Interrogate carries strong connotations, but I would deem some questioning appropriate given the events that have unfolded. Additionally, there is surely evidence pertaining to the crime scattered across the grounds of the fort. Search for clues and interrogate the suspects. Got it. It is rather embarrassing, but I happen to possess a mystery journal. I used to solve mysteries as a child. New Guy said, oh well, time to sleep. Are you leaving, New Guy? Well, thank you for coming by. Good luck, have fun. Thank you, New Guy. I'm probably going to end this soon and pick this up next time. Just because, you know, I don't know how long this quest is going to be. But is someone else spamming the emojis in the chat, or am I going crazy? I don't see emojis in the chat. Maybe someone is. I don't see them, but maybe I can't see those emojis though. I don't know. It is rather embarrassing. Okay, give me the journal. Perhaps it will assist us in keeping track of the various clues and information we discover. Aster hands you the mystery novel. Let's get to work. Okay. I do think I'm going to call it quits. I'm going to call it quits there. So, hey, you know what? Thank you, everybody, so much. You can't see me. That's embarrassing. Yo. Okay. But anyway, can you still hear me? Okay, can you hear me? Thank you guys so much. I don't know why you couldn't hear me and why you couldn't see me, but something weird is happening. But thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. For stopping by and saying hello. Thank you to New Guy. Thank you to Purple Bolts. Thank you to everybody. I really appreciate it. I'm just going to come back to this one so that you can actually see me. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Everyday Nitwit. Thank you to Mighty Owl. Thank you to Mr. Z. Yeah, on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, who killed Cole, the Duke? Whatever he's called. The Duke. Who killed him? Find out next time. So, next time, I probably won't be playing RuneScape because it'll probably be pre-recorded, and I'm thinking about doing something with Amy and seeing if we can like do a pre-recorded thing. So next week will be pre-recorded, but there will be something that streams, but I won't be able to interact with you guys, unfortunately, but there will be something for you guys to watch next Thursday. And then the Thursday after that, I will stream again, and we'll probably play some more RuneScape 3 so we can finish this quest. And I'm thinking after that we might play some Fallout 3 because now I've been able to get it working, so I'd like to be able to play it. But thank you guys so much for stopping by. Thank you for being here. Tune in next time to see the video that I'm going to work on. I think I'm going to make something with Amy, so tune in next time to see that. But anyway, until next time, thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll talk to you guys sometime in the future. What a great outro. Bye, guys.